weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
By love of food and wellness, Mockingbird Bar and Garden of East Dundee encourages you to eat seasonal and clean while still indulging a bit. Whether food is served fresh or wood-fired, nothing is overcomplicated. Mockingbird Bar and Garden promises to give your palate something delicious and new and aspires to be a hive of buzz and activity. Start your weekend with an espresso or complement dinner with wine, specialty cocktails, or craft beer. Visit mockingbirdbarandgarden.com today.
It is 6:08 on a Wednesday morning. Welcome to Studio 14 in downtown Elgin as we get ready for the first shift. I'm Marky B reporting to work here on this, the 23rd day of October. And the first shift starts with our Pledge of Allegiance and with our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a good morning to you from WRMN and from the Fox River Valley Media Network.
Welcome to the first shift, right here on the Voice of the Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Don't get that excited. I'm only introducing Marky B. Exactly. Featuring local news and sports, your Fox Valley forecast, and local traffic twice an hour at 15 and 45 minutes past. Timely interviews, a radio shopping show preview, milestones and memories, and born on dates of the lates and greats. Elgin Trivia, and all of your phone calls, texts, and Facebook comments as part of the staff meeting. The First Shift is the most informative, entertaining, and interactive morning show in all of the Fox River Valley and beyond.
You liar!
Well, okay. At least it makes great background noise, whether you're at work, in the car, or at home.
Whatever.
Your host, Marky B, maintains an upbeat attitude every day despite the fact that he's saddled with an overall lack of talent, a delusioned ego, and false hope for a bright future.
Loser.
Yeah, he's pretty much a loser. But at least he tries. Welcome to Studio 14 in downtown Elgin for the first shift on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Hey, welcome to a Wednesday. WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Radio. I'm helping you roar into the day today. Rolling my R's and dotting my T's and crossing my I's. It is the 23rd day of October. 1023 2024. Now you know the score. 23rd day of October. It is the 297th day of the year. Week number 43 and quarter number 4. As we work our way into it today, And we're looking at another nice day, although the temperature starts to get a little more seasonal today after some days that have been well above the normal high temperature. Let's go ahead and start and get that forecast going for you. 56 degrees, make that 55 right now. And fair skies. I guess it's warm enough to call for the executive table to be taken outside by Gina for the first time here in a while. Could have done it some of these other days, but today she decides she wants to do it, so we'll be a little festive and we'll have our table outside. It needs to be outside as much as possible. Those days are going to be numbered as we get into November and December. 55 right now, winds are out of the west at 6 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy through the middle of the morning, then gradual clearing in the afternoon, and today's high only reaching about 60, so it'll feel nice outside today. It's been feeling nice, but nice at a cooler pace today. Clear skies with a low of 36 degrees tonight. So chilly tonight. If you've had your windows open here lately, you might want to just, close a few of them. Maybe keep a couple of them open. 36 for the overnight low tonight, clear skies. And then tomorrow, sunshine with a high of 64. So take tonight's 36 and add tomorrow's 64, and you get 100%, or at least 100. 64 tomorrow with more sunshine. Tomorrow night, there's a good chance of rain. 80% chance overnight tomorrow night into Friday as we drop to 47. And then Friday, lingering shower possible early, otherwise mostly cloudy, and 64 again. So 60 today, 64 tomorrow and Friday. The weekend looks nice and fallish. Sunshine both days, temperatures in the upper 50s both days, low temperatures in the upper 30s both nights. How about that? Not too bad. A lot of people, including myself, once we get over the fact that summer is gone, we do not mind temperatures in the upper 50s during the day and upper 30s at night. I just have to get over the fact that summer is gone, and I think I'm just about over that now. So we can move ahead. 6:14 here at WRMN on a Wednesday morning. How you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good today. I finally had a more normal night of sleep. It's been a couple of rough nights of sleep. But I'm back in the saddle again after a pretty solid night of sleep last night. Hope your night went well. Looking forward to the show today. We got a couple of interesting shows coming up back to back here because of how different they're going to be. Today we're a little more laid back. I don't think I have, let me see. I don't think I have anything scheduled in the 9 o'clock hour today, so I think we're just going to kick back and have some fun today. Larry Jones will be here. He's down to his final four. The final four. 4 more chances to get in and say hey to Larry. Tell him how much he means to you and how you won't be able to live without him. He'll be here this morning from 7 until 9. We'll talk about some news stories and talk to you if you want to be one of our co-hosts today. Give us a call during the show at 847-931-1410. It's the final four with Larry Jones. 4 more shows, and we're having to get together on Sunday over Dino's house. And Roselle or Medina, you decide. Depends on what your phone tells you. We'll give you directions on how to get there with a little first shift 411 this morning. And so we'll talk about some topics or some nonsense. We'll see where the conversation goes. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, I think I'm going to play some tunes for you and share a little first shift 411 with you as well. A lot's been going on, even though I don't have any guests today, per se. They're kind of stacking up. I've had a lot of phone conversations in recent days with guests and people that want to come on and talk about different things. And so some upcoming shows are going to be pretty busy, and that means tomorrow, for one. Tomorrow's really stacked up. And I think you're going to see more guests and different ideas that I incorporate into the show once Larry's not able to join me anymore. I got to come up with some new concepts and some new things to make this morning show solid. And so I'm working on that. But tomorrow it's going to be guest day. really some good quality conversations that I think we're going to have tomorrow on the program. Newsworthy, election-worthy, and community-worthy, all coming up tomorrow on the program. As I might as well go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. Tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock hour, Mayor Dave Captain is going to have his monthly show. It'll be the morning after a city council meeting, so we can get a little report on what happens tonight at the Elgin City Council meeting. And Rose Martinez is going to be here tomorrow morning with the mayor. She's one of our city council people, city councilwoman Rose Martinez. Because we have a big event coming up. It's kind of like several events within the same event, if you will. As Korean War veteran missing in action for a long time is going to be flown into town. His body is, and in his uniform and whatnot. And they're going to have a big procession from the airport, the O'Hare Airport, into Elgin tomorrow afternoon, and then on Sunday. Visitation and church services, I believe, on Monday morning, and then he'll be buried at the Bluff City Cemetery on Monday, and then kind of a reception at the American Legion in Elgin after that, all coming up on Monday. So we're going to get some details about that, and we're going to have a special guest on with Rose and the mayor tomorrow. The niece, the surviving niece of that Korean War veteran, is going to be on during Captain's Corner tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock hour. So that'll be very interesting. We hope you join us and can enjoy the program as we talk about that together tomorrow on Captain's Corner. At least for a portion of the show, we can see what else is on Rose Martinez's mind these days, and your mind too. You're always welcome to call and talk to the mayor and talk about issues. And mayor's got a couple of things that he says are going to be discussed at the meeting tonight that he can touch on tomorrow morning. Some news involving our Metro trains. And train news. I think Elgin maybe is going to talk about some things they can put into place to make sure the train tracks are more secure and things of that nature. So all coming up during Captain's Corner tomorrow morning. That's one of 3 guest segments on the show tomorrow. 3. I usually do 2 at the most, but tomorrow 3. At 8:35 tomorrow morning, we're going to be joined by, I'll have to get his name for you, but someone that lives out in the Burlington Central School District area where they have a big referendum on the ballot right now. We had a guest on pertaining to that about a month or 2 ago. Micheline was her first name. Maybe Welch, her last name. Talking about why the referendum was a bad idea, is a bad idea. And the people out in that area are voting for it right now as a vote over the next week and a half. It's a referendum which would add a little money to everybody that lives out there's tax bill, but will go towards building new schools, things of that nature. And Micheline said, we don't need all that. Our population's going to stay flat, and we don't need to overspend. The individual that's going to be with us tomorrow morning at 8:35 is on the other side of the fence. He says, we do need all that. If you spend a little money now, taxpayers, you'll save money in the long run. And the area out there between Huntley all the way to Elburn, he expects is going to be growing tremendously in the next 10 to 20 years. So we'll get his perspective, and I'll get his name for you. He'll be on with me tomorrow morning at 8:35. And then tomorrow morning at 7:35, State Representative Dan Ugasti is going to be in studio with me. Talk about how he feels about the way things are going right now here locally. And he is a candidate for state representative right now. He's been in office for a while. goes to Springfield quite a bit, and we'll get his thoughts tomorrow morning at 7:35. So we usually don't have guests in the 7 o'clock hour, but in order to make time for all of it to fall into place tomorrow, we're spreading things out a little bit. So that's tomorrow morning's show. But now back to today. Some of the news that we can talk about this morning on the show. North Aurora police are announcing they've solved a 1979 cold case. And there's a press conference coming up this afternoon at 12:30 that we are going to try to carry live right here on WRMN. It's a press conference to announce the resolution of the 1979 death of North Aurora resident Kathy Halley. I think that's how you say her last name. I must admit I am taking a bit of a guess there, but it's Halle. Kathy Halley. I guess I'll go with that until I'm corrected. DNA evidence has identified serial killer Bruce Lindahl as the perpetrator. Lindahl's back in the news. For all the wrong reasons, a man who terrorized women in the late 1970s in the Chicagoland area, and then he kind of spread his wings out to the Fox River Valley a little bit more. North Aurora is going to talk about that today at 12:30. You can hear it right here on WRMN during Out to Lunch with Matt today. So we will carry that for you at 12:30 today. We could talk about that this morning a little bit if you want to. We'll see if Larry remembers Bruce Lindahl. I think we may have talked about Bruce a little bit a couple of years ago on the show. So other news, I've got some crime times for you. A man decided to play some bumper cars in Bartlett. I'll tell you about that here shortly. A bad crash on Sunday night on I-90, not too far from Elgin. Took the life of a Roselle woman. Details about that coming up in news. Lindahl strikes again, as I mentioned. We can talk about that this morning during our show. Maybe we can talk about how much should elected officials make. That was a story in the Daily Herald a few days ago. How much money should elected officials make? Maybe worthy of discussion. Get Larry's thoughts on that. Different villages, cities, towns, it's kind of all over the place as to who gets paid what around here for the job they do. And that affects sometimes how much work they can put into that job representing you as an elected official. So just a few things we can throw out there this morning when we get into our show. And you can join us at 847-931-1410. We'll check the dumb daily holidays of the day. We're on YouTube this morning at WRMN Radio on YouTube. We'll check the chat room, get into our staff meeting a little bit, see who's joined us early this morning. Looks like Dennis D. Not So Young is the king of YouTube today. The Nightmare on Elm Street has checked in to say good morning, first shifters, and have a great day to lead us off this morning on YouTube. We have the Image 360 information line to turn to. And yes, I'm reminded of something that I did see. Thank you, Director of Shots Fired. We had another one, incident number 58 or 59, I think, of shots fired this year, yesterday at 5:58 in the afternoon. Thank you, Director of Shots Fired. He checked in on the Image 360 information line this morning. And the number's 505-926-1410 if you want to join us that way. Image 360 South Elgin, bold solutions, exceptional support. Visit them for your graphics needs and your signage needs at 506 Sundown Road. Send pictures this morning if you want to do that, of things that you have taken pictures of or seen and you want us to talk about. Give us a little caption of what that picture is. We can show it on our YouTube feed. All right, 6:26 here at WRMN. We will head into the bottom of the hour news by taking a look at this day in music history. Where do I start today? I found quite a few songs I want to use on the show today, but none that I thought would be perfect to start with this morning. So I'm clicking through right now. How about some Chuck Berry? to start us off this morning. Chuck Berry was in the news on this day in history. Sometimes he was in the news for the wrong reasons over the years. Let's see. October of 2002. October 23rd, 2002. Chuck Berry. A federal judge in St. Louis dismissed a lawsuit against Chuck by Johnny Johnson, a piano player and former collaborator who wanted royalties for more than 30 songs written between 1955 and 1966. The songs in question included Roll Over Beethoven, Sweet Little 16, and this song I'm about to play a piece of. Johnson's lawsuit argued that he and Berry were co-writers on many of the songs, but because Berry copyrighted them in his name alone, Johnson never got none of the royalties. 628. Well, that ain't right if it's true. Is that true, Chuck? 628. This is the first shift on WRMN. Settle in.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile. My curiosity run wild. Cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go. Riding along in my automobile, I was anxious to tell her the way I feel. So I told her softly and sincere, and she leaned and whispered in my ear, cuddling more and driving slow, with no particular place to go. Particular place to go. So we parked way out on the Kokomo. The night was young and the moon was gold, so we both decided to take a stroll. Can you imagine the way I felt? I couldn't unfasten a safety belt.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Elgin's annual Pumpkin Smash event is set for November 2nd, inviting locals to compost their Halloween pumpkins and contribute to environmental sustainability. This year's event runs from 9 a.m. until noon at Hawthorne Hill Nature Center and Elgin High School. The Pumpkin Smash helps reduce methane emissions by diverting organic waste from landfills. The City of Elgin confirming trick-or-treat hours for 2024. They'll take place from 3 to 7 p.m. on Thursday, October 31st. The city encouraging everyone to join in the fun during these hours and enjoy a safe and enjoyable Halloween celebration. And remember to only visit homes where the outdoor light is on, indicating they are participating. New safety regulations for smoke detectors are set to enhance residential safety across the state. Beginning January 1st, installed smoke alarms in both single and multi-family homes must include a 10-year non-removable battery. The change aims to improve the reliability of smoke detectors. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves. Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup. The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. It's been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Come on out to the Country Donuts, that is, at Route 20 and Nestler Road. They're always open. Donuts are made daily using only the finest ingredients to ensure freshness. Their huge variety of donuts offers something to please everyone. Country Donuts doesn't stop at offering you the best donuts. Enjoy a delicious breakfast sandwich or stop in for lunch and try a bowl of their famous chili. Need a larger or special donut order for your office? Call 847-488-1900.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Hey, welcome to Wednesday. First shift, 636 WRMN. AM 1410 WRMN. Radio on YouTube. Marky B roaring through the 6 a.m. hour with you today. Thanks for joining us here on a dark day. Of course, well, it's not going to be a dark day, but it's dark early, as this time of the morning we do not see daylight quite yet. The lights that go across Douglas Avenue are evident, and now that all the Nightmare on Chicago Street stuff has been taken down, the street lights are brighter again now because they've taken the pumpkin heads and things like that they covered the street lights with back off the lights. So everything's kind of back to normal this morning. Hope you're feeling normal on this 55-degree day. So far, we're headed for a high today, only about 60. We'll feel nice and cool out there today. Larry Jones is here. He'll join me for his 2 hours coming up starting at 7 a.m. And you can join us, too, at 847-931-1410. Looks like gregarious Gina may have been a little too gregarious as the party appears to be moving inside. Anna the chairman lays down the German law and says, "It's too cold out here. Let's go inside." Big Boss Man's here. Seems like the perfect day to work. Why is the Big Boss Man not working today? He's here, too. So some of our first shifters are on hand this morning. It is 6:37, and let's see. Let's get a couple of orders of business out of the way. First of all, I'll let you know our word of the day by going to our Image 360 information line and letting you know that Blackhawks Brad has checked in to let us know that the word of the day is fatuous. When you are about 30 to 40 pounds overweight, you are fatuous. Well, you look fatuous today, baby. You could use that word for that, and it would be like a nice way of saying you're fat, right? You look fabulous, or you just look fatulous. 6:38. But that's not really what it means. It means complacently or inanely foolish. Complacently or inanely foolish, which was what I just was when I used fatuous the other way. I'm so silly. Silly. Pointless. Pointless. I'm often pointless. Let's win this day. The American flag flies. The eagle flies over the fabulous Fox River. And prayer number 1 from BHB, Blackhawks Brad. Order of business number 2 is to let you know what show number it is. Tony Cool has checked in, and one of these days I'm going to straighten her out. She's lost in the twilight zone with what numbered show we are at. I'm not sure what got her off track, but I just happen to know that we're at show number 203, our 203rd staff meeting of the year, which means we are at 1160 ACB after counting began. Let's win this day, the 1160th show, 203rd of the year, getting underway here today. And we got some orders of business out of the way. 6:40, I have some news for you in a moment that I'm going to share. Before I do, let's go ahead and, I'll tell you what. We'll start our staff meeting a little bit right now, because I have a phone call that we can start the staff meeting with. So we might as well say that it's time now for the Comfort Keepers call to order. The Comfort Keepers call to order. And the staff meeting comes in the form of text messages to our Image 360 information line, 505-926-1410. Our YouTube page at WRMN Radio on YouTube, if it's a page. You could go old school and you can text me on my cell at 901-647-1240 if you're feeling old schoolish this morning, or you can go real old school and call 847-931-1410. That all is what makes up our Comfort Keepers call to order in action every day.
And we're back with WCK, Comfort Keepers Radio. So, Julianne, what got you interested in Comfort Keepers?
Mom passed. We were concerned about Dad being alone.
And Phil, what's it like to have a caregiver around?
Well, it's great. They help me get ready for the day and drive me wherever I need to go.
And I heard you guys are cooking together, too.
I'm learning.
It's been a huge relief knowing someone's there.
Learn more at comfortkeepers.com.
There you have it. A little bit about Comfort Keepers. They have highly trained and dedicated caregivers that can help your loved ones stay in the comfort of their home for as long as safely possible. It's a dream come true for many elders. To talk to someone that's highly trained, give them a call. Comfort Keepers of Elgin. Phone number is 847-215-8550. 847-215-8550. I'm a highly trained radio announcer. Let's go to the phones and check out an early morning phone call from our friend from down under. Good day, Derica.
G'day, Marky B. How are you?
Feeling pretty good today. How are you?
I'm good. How's your girlfriend?
She's doing just lovely. Thanks for asking. Yes.
Good.
I don't know if she's still sleeping or not. She might be up at this time. She goes to work in a little while. What's that?
I am watching World's Wildest Police videos again.
Again?
On every Wednesday night.
Every Wednesday night on the... What's that?
On the Channel 7, mate, every Wednesday night at 9:30.
Okay. Is it a half-hour show?
No. It goes for, I think, an hour or maybe even more, because sometimes there are more episodes back to back.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds like a fun show to watch. I think I'd probably enjoy watching that show.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got a funny story to tell you that I forgot to tell you last night. It was on the news last night.
Yeah.
On a show called Current Affair.
Current Affair, okay.
Which is it's a news story show here.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
And it's about a cockatoo named Mickey, and he flies into a Coles supermarket in Sydney, and he stays there for a while, and the staff members and the wildlife people, they try and get him out, but they have trouble and they can't get him out because he keeps getting away from them. And he pinches some of the food, like he's pinched a bread roll and a packet of biscuits, and he was eating them. And the staff every night, they try and leave him a bowl of water and some bird seed because that's what he's supposed to be eating.
Yeah.
And every night, and he has been caught now and taken outside, released outside somewhere far away from the Coles supermarket, so he doesn't go flying in there again. And he's got a girlfriend. His girlfriend is named Doris.
Girlfriend's name what?
And she's also Doris, and she's also a cockatoo.
Oh, okay. Is that the sound of a cockatoo?
No.
No.
No, that's a rooster.
That was a cow, supposedly. Let's see if we can find a cockatoo here. Well, let's see if we can call on the cockatoo. No, chicken. That was a chicken sound. Yeah, I guess I don't have a cockatoo.
Oh, well, you can always get a sound effect on YouTube. That would help.
Yeah, good point. Everything's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look into that. Well, good story, Derica.
And, I'd like to say hello to Hector Soto.
Yeah.
And his mum, Nini Rose.
Yes.
And her granddaughter. What's her granddaughter's name? I've forgotten. The one who had she turned 11, and I wished her a happy birthday a few weeks back.
Yeah. Yes, we'll have to be reminded of her name.
Well, Hector will probably put her name down.
Probably so, yeah. Hector sent a picture, yeah.
Hi, Hector.
Are you watching on YouTube this morning, Derica?
I will be when I get off this call from you.
Okay.
I can't watch the video on YouTube and ring you up at the same time because there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound right. So when I get off the phone, I'll go back onto the YouTube.
Sounds good, because I'm going to show you a picture of Hector and his son, Jeremiah.
Okay.
They went to a Halloween bash hosted by the Elgin Police Department last night, right down the street from the radio station. It was a great turnout. I actually was out running at that time, and I saw some of that going on. And so Hector wants to thank the police chief, Anna Lally, and the Elgin Police Department for a great event that they've attended every year. And they got a picture of Hector with Jeremiah at the event that I'll show you on YouTube.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you next time.
Okay, take care. Erica checking in. Bye. 647 here at WRMN. I'll give Derica a minute to get her YouTube feed going again, or whatever she's got to do. Thanks for sending the picture to the Image 360 information line. I like pictures. I think it's kind of a fun new part of the show if you're able to watch on YouTube in the morning. I'll try not to overdo it for those listening on the radio or listening on your app, but if there's a way to drive a few more of you over to YouTube so you can see the cool pictures that the first shifters take as they make their way around the Fox River Valley, that would be great. 648 here on WRMN. Let's see. On YouTube this morning, I mentioned Dennis D. Not So Young is in. He is the king of YouTube today. The Big Boss Man is also in. Good morning, Marky B, Larry, and have a great day to everybody from the Big Boss Man, sending us a pile of prayers to the prayer scoreboard today. He is here, hanging out with the ladies this morning. The executive table was outside for about 22 minutes, and then it was brought back inside once Anna showed up and said, "No, we ain't doing this. Bring the table in." Five prayers, make that 25 prayers. That makes up a pile from the Big Boss Man. Becky Blue sends us a pile of rays of sunshine for the imaginary sunshine scoreboard. Happy Wednesday, first shifters. Have a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine from me to you, Becky Blue. Thanks, Becky Blue, for checking in every day here on the show. Captain Keith says, have a great Wednesday, shifters. Stay well. All shifters matter in the eyes of the captain. Captain Keith. And so now I go back to the Image 360 information line, and I will now show you two of our great first shifters, including quite possibly our youngest first shifter, Jeremiah. There's Hector and Jeremiah at the Elgin Police Department last night participating in their Halloween bash that they have every year. They take pride in it. They do it outside. They give kids rides in the Batmobile. It was kind of a nice night for it. Nice and kind of breezy outside and somewhat warm. We had a little bit of rain here in the downtown Elgin for about half hour, 45 minutes maybe, at about 1 o'clock, between like 1 and 2 yesterday afternoon, but it didn't last too long. Just long enough to chase my Jeep into the parking garage. Kind of a funny story. I had an umbrella. I always carry an umbrella in my work bag, and it started to rain a little bit, I noticed, so I kind of made my way quickly out to my Jeep, which I didn't have my tops with me, so it was kind of wide open, and the only way I could keep it dry was to pull it over into the parking garage. So I got in the Jeep, and I held the umbrella up over my head as I was driving over towards a parking garage, and I had an Elgin police officer get behind me, and I thought, am I doing something wrong here? But I turned into the parking garage, and everything was fine. But I thought it was that would have been a good picture if somebody would have taken that picture of me holding an umbrella up while I'm driving my Jeep from the parking lot into the parking garage to stay dry. 6:51 here at WRMN. Northwest Wes agrees, and he sends picture too. Elgin and the EPD did a great job, and they had a blast also last night. And look at this picture that Northwest Wes sends this morning. What a great picture that is. Where is that? Is that over at the Elgin Police Department? I guess it is. It almost looks surreal. Did you jazz that up a little bit somehow? Great picture from Northwest Wes, sending it to us on our Image 360 information line at 505-926-1410 from the event last night at the Elgin Police Department. All right, 6:52. Let's touch on a smidge of news real quick, and then we'll talk more about the news next hour with Larry, or whatever's on your mind. There is a press conference at 12:30. It's kind of fascinating. We watch these unsolved mystery kind of shows a lot on television at night, and this one, we even read the book, believe it or not, and I don't read nearly enough at all, but we almost read the book. We didn't quite get to the last 30 pages or so. It's not one that really you had to read to the end to kind of know what was happening. About Bruce Lindahl and his murder spree of women back in the late 70s around here. And there's a press conference today at 12:30 at the North Aurora Police Department at 200 South Lincoln Way Street, North Aurora, with Jamie Mosser, the Kane County State's Attorney, who was here yesterday with Sonar for a little bit on his show. Mark Gaffino, the mayor of North Aurora, Joe DeLeo, the North Aurora Chief of Police, and Ryan Pete, the detective from North Aurora. They're all going to be a part of this press conference to identify Bruce Lindahl as the perpetrator of a murder from 1979, the death of North Aurora resident Kathy Halley. We're going to carry that live for you at 12:30 during Out to Lunch right here on WRMN. So listen to Matt's show today. Last half hour of it, usually Tradio. If you're a Tradio caller, Matt's going to do Tradio today between noon and 12:30. So we can carry this press conference starting at 12:30. What time is it? Crime time. It is crime time here on the show. Cue up the crime time music, please. Thank you. You're welcome. Bartlett. Touch 'em all is the way that I titled this one. Bartlett police have charged a 29-year-old resident with leaving the scene of a crash on Sunday night. Eli Marino Alvarado was also charged with driving with a suspended license and cited for failure to reduce speed and operating an uninsured vehicle. 8:30 Sunday night, Bartlett police responded to a crash in a parking lot on the 500 block of Deer Park Circle. Officers learned a 2006 Saturn Ion had struck a parked 2004 Toyota Sequoia while backing out of a parking space before striking a parked 2005 GMC Envoy. And then the Saturn, driven by Alvarado, bumped into a 2009 Hyundai Elantra, and for good measure, also a 2009 Chevy pickup truck before fleeing. He touched them all. Officers found the suspect and his vehicle in a parking lot in the 100 block of Lake Street. They found his vehicle first, then they located him, Marino Alvarado, at his residence where he was taken into custody without incident. Marino Alvarado was granted pretrial release, of course, with a court date of November the 20th at the Cook County Courthouse in Rolling Meadows. He bumped into 4 cars, did Eli Marino Alvarado. Doesn't say anything about being intoxicated here. I wonder if he was gone long enough for the possible intoxication to wear off. 6:55 here at WRMN. Maybe that's why he fled from the incident. Shots fired. Right here in Elgin, Illinois. Last night at 5:58 p.m. We have case number 67532. Officers responding to the 1100 block of Pegwood Drive. Where's that, Director of Shots Fired? 1100 block of Pegwood Drive for a report of shots fired. Upon arrival, officers confirmed that shots fired had occurred. If you have any information that may assist, call 847-289-2600, 847-289-2600, or to text a tip. Send a message to 847-411. Include Elgin PD in the beginning of the text along with the message and or tip information. You can also visit cityofelgin.org/crime tip for more information. That's cityofelgin.org/crime tip. Crime Time. Shots fired is at number 58. Something like that. We'll get an update from the chief on Friday morning. When she's here, badge 240 in the house Friday morning, 9 to 9:30 with Fridays with the finest. Elgin Police Chief, Anna Lally. Let's see, a minute and a half, really not enough time to get into a song here, so let me just finish with a little more news. We had a crash, and let's see. Crash was on I-90 on Sunday night. A Roselle woman died following a two-vehicle crash Sunday night, Interstate 90 near the Hoffman. It injured two others. Illinois State Police said the crash happened about 9:30 in the eastbound lanes of I-90 near the Barrington Road exit. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the woman as 43-year-old Diorca Toledo Rodriguez. She was pronounced dead at the Ascension St. Alexius Medical Center in the Hoffman early Monday morning. Two others were transported to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, according to state police. Their conditions unknown at the time of this story. All right, we'll quickly end this hour with the haiku from me to you using Blackhawks Brad's word of the day. Today, the word of the day from BHB is fatuous. Please repeat after me. Fatuous means inanely foolish, silly, pointless. Don't be fatuous. Stay focused and keep it real, and you will see results. Don't be fatuous. Stay focused and keep it real. You will see results. Today's haiku from BHB to me, which I give to you. It's 6:59.
Home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687.
Chicago defense attorney Mark Sheblow has co-authored the book titled DUI Jury Trial, which is a true story of a DUI case that he defended. The accused was an Illinois truck driver arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. This book contains facts about the case from the date of the arrest up to the jury's verdict, and this nonfiction novel also includes the transcripts from the jury trial itself. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Bank of America Merrill Investments. The City of Elgin announcing an enhancement to public safety measures by adding 2 new outdoor warning sirens located strategically to cover newly developed areas of the city. The additions can be found at 3647 Emerald Road and along Highland Avenue near Damish Road, and they increased the city's total to 25 sirens. You'll not be able to make payments online via the City of Elgin website on Thursday between 4 and 7 p.m. That's when a temporary outage will occur to allow the City of Elgin to upgrade its financial management system. In an effort to ensure that no one in Kane County faces the winter chill unprepared, the Office of Emergency Management joining forces with Maddie's Mitten March for a winter clothing drive. Community members can contribute to this noble cause by donating coats, boots, and other winter essentials on November 10th from 10:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the Kane County Government Center in Geneva. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the Distracted Driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. It's been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season. NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves. Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going, so I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22, scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yeah, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers.
Wake up, Fox River Valley. WRMN AM 1410 is shaking things up with a brand new weekday lineup that'll keep you informed, entertained, and engaged. I'm Marky B, WRMN Program Director and host of The First Shift, inviting you to start your day with The First Shift from 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Larry Jones, Jakes, myself, and the entire First Shift team bring you the latest local news, entertainment, and, my favorite, more to kick off your morning. Then it's out to lunch with Matt McNeil from 10 until 1 p.m. Tune in for your midday fix of news, interviews, community happenings, and of course, the legendary WRMN Tradio Show. In the afternoon, join us for Fox Valley Afternoons from 2 until 6 p.m. Tammy and friends will chat lifestyle from 2 to 4, while Sonar and his crew dive into politics and news from 4 until 6. Plus, get to know the movers and shakers of the Fox River Valley with exclusive interviews, too. Don't miss out on our new local lineup that's tailor-made for you. WRMN AM 1410, the talk of the town. Tune in and turn it up.
For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on The First Shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's The First Shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
If you can't decide on dinner, have everything. Golden Corral at 154 South Gary Avenue in Bloomingdale has an endless buffet with over 150 items to choose from. There's an unmatched variety of food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, prepared fresh throughout the day. If you're craving something specific, call or check out their menu. Golden Corral rotates the buffet often. Golden Corral in Bloomingdale. They're the only one for everyone. Visit goldencorral.com.
Michael Brown, former Undersecretary of Homeland Security and Director of FEMA, is your new full-time host of The Weekend, which airs every Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN. Each week on the popular 3-hour program, Brown offers listeners a fresh take on the weekend talk with his provocative insights into current events, politics, and culture. So late in the day on Saturday, make it a point to catch The Weekend with Michael Brown right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 in Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry out, or dine in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
Crime is up in Illinois, and I'm not sitting back to wait and watch dangerous, radical left policies destroy Kane County. I'm Andrew Sosnowski. I have over 35 years of experience with prosecutions of crime, advocating for victims and children. I will root out the causes of crime and be the lead county prosecutor who will fight for our freedom, safety, and security. Vote Andrew Sosnowski for Kane County State's Attorney. I'm Andrew Sosnowski, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Sosnowski for Kane Committee.
My fellow Kane Countyans, I am Anthony Catella, the Republican candidate for Circuit Clerk. This election is important for Kane County as well as our country. Independent, libertarian, and all voters can make a big difference by voting for the right candidate regardless of party. I am a good, decent, honest, patriotic American called to public service. I ask you to vote for me as your next Circuit Clerk of Courts for Kane County, Illinois. Thank you, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, or the times they are a-changing.
Times they are a-changing. 7 o'clock hour, the first shift. WRMN AM 1410. WRMN Radio on YouTube. I'm Radio's Marky B. The other fella in the picture over here is local legend Larry Jones. And the guy singing, if you want to call it that, is Bob Dylan. Morning, Larry.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I like Bob Dylan. I don't like that song.
No?
No. Maybe I like him more when he's covered more with, like, an organ in the background or more music or something. He has an easily recognizable voice.
Yeah. Sounds like he's kind of like hammered.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Yeah. Slurring his words.
Yeah. I saw him one time on an award show, and I actually said to my wife, "What did he say?" And she said, "I have no idea. I have no idea."
But the one thing he said, the times they are a-changing.
They are a-changing. And they are.
They are, always.
Yes.
1963, Bob Dylan recorded his enduring anthem, The Times They Are A-Changin'.
That's an enduring anthem?
That's what it says here.
Okay. Then if it's there, it's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Inspired by traditional Irish and Scottish ballads.
Okay.
The song reflected the social and political upheaval of the decade.
Really?
Became one of the singer-songwriter's signature hits.
Good for him.
Yeah. The times they are a-changin'. And they are changing. We're down to the final four, Larry Jones.
Final four.
Final four.
Final four.
And the times will be changing around here a little bit on the morning show.
Yes. Well, I don't know. It'll change for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll change for me, too.
I personally believe I'm pretty easily replaceable. I think probably within 2 weeks I'll say, hey, Mark, and you'll go, who is this? So.
I was rethinking things.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I really think I'd like to come back to the station.
Where? Who? When?
Larry Jones, and we're going to have a little get-together for you on Sunday.
That's what I heard. I think, Dean Ford, it's a bit more than I had told you, and I even told Dean, I'm pretty, it can be pretty low impact for me. I don't, but it's nice. I think it's wonderful. He even has music. You can probably sing with that guy, Ollie.
Ollie Bolds.
I think Ollie used to sing with the Moods. I might be wrong, but I believe at one time, the Moods that played Danny's and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he was like one of the original members, but I might be wrong about that. Sometime this is going to surprise you after 7 or 8 years together.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll say something that doesn't, luckily we don't have fact check. Right. Occasionally somebody will call and tell me I'm wrong. I don't care.
Sometimes I'll hear you say something wrong and I'll just let it go.
You don't know.
I know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't.
Are you giving her the yes?
What's it? I already gave him the yes.
She pointed at the coffee cup.
I gave him the yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just made it.
I held out.
I made a fresh pot back there, Larry.
Your coffee's terrible. I don't even why do you make it?
Because the rest of the boys might drink it later.
That's your way of getting even with them? Come in, have a cup.
Yeah, I made some coffee for you.
Boy, you're going to love this one. Yeah. It is terrible.
It's not that bad.
Come on.
Well, maybe I've got bad coffee to work with then. Are you saying Maxwell House coffee is bad?
I don't. What if they were going to be a sponsor before you said that?
I didn't say it. I'm asking you.
You said the name. I never said the name. I just said coffee. Right. So.
No, I'm sure it's
so
just
when
me.
you say things that are wrong, I'm going to point them out too.
You said a wrong name outside a little while ago. I just let it go.
What name?
We were talking about something, and you said Pat Crawford, and I think you meant to say Pat Hudgens.
I did mean to say Pat Hudgens.
But I just said, okay, let him think.
But I know
Crawford.
a Pat Crawford, so that's what screwed me up. I'm old. That's why I'm retiring. You better be careful with me. I'm protected. I'm old. I'll sue you.
You're getting defensive.
I just heard that thing about hazing.
Yeah.
That could be like old age discrimination in a heartbeat, buddy. The hippie van, I'm going by with it honking. I'll own it.
Well, yeah, I guess I got to pull that promo pretty soon.
Pretty soon?
Like 4 shows to go.
Pretty soon?
Yeah, we'll just let it run after the show's over with.
I know.
Doesn't matter.
I know. We'll just quit talking about the FM side recently.
Well, mostly. It might still be on a few promos.
I know.
7:14 here at WRMN.
We don't like to change. We fight change.
No. We hold on to things for a while.
Somewhere, some poor person sitting by their FM radio going, I know they'll be back. I just know they will.
And that AIM small engine lawnmower commercial?
Yeah.
It's not too early for a lawnmower tune-up. It's not.
For next year's.
That's right. It's October, and you're going to be mowing the yard again by next April.
And
get it done in advance. We try to be proactive around here.
Beat the rush.
That's right.
Beat the rush.
It's like early voting. You don't have to wait until Election Day. You don't have to wait until next April.
That's right. Have it done before you need it. With the climate change, the grass might start growing in February. We don't know.
I cut the front yard the other day. One last time.
Really?
Yeah, I guess I have one last cut of the backyard. I'm still going to do it. It just starts to look a little unkempt, even though it's not really growing that fast.
With my old house, I did it late, mostly because I liked driving my tractor around, but I also used it to kind of beat up the leaves a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of mulch them up.
That's what I was thinking. But you know what? Because there are some leaves in our backyard. However, most are not. Most are still on the trees.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know that they're going to fall this year.
They may not. I don't know.
I think we're just going to skip fall, and the leaves are going to stay on trees. It's climate change, Lair.
I know.
So the times they are changing.
Thanks, Bob.
7:16. So there you have it, Larry Jones on Sunday, and there's the YouTube information.
Yeah, I'm the guy at the top.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
I'm looking. I don't know where that picture came from. I look thoughtful almost, don't I?
Yeah, you look sophisticated.
That might be photoshopped. my head on somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you've come full circle.
That's right.
Your arms are crossed. You've come full circle in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come visit me one last time over at Dino's house on Sunday.
Yes.
You'll be back around at some point, though.
Oh, of course I will. And you know what? I will be available to you. Let's just say there's something that you think, I wonder what Larry would think. Not regular, like a policey thing. You can always touch base with me.
Yeah?
I can always Zoom on with you.
Really?
Sure. Now, don't start thinking that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
That's like if something...
But if we need some emergency consultation...
Of course, or if there's a time that Chief Lally kind of needs me to slow you down, slow your roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be out of control without you here.
Well, she already knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's going to bring a taser the first time she's here.
I'm going to be talking about the invasion of Tent City.
I can see you that with like a chrome helmet.
Today, let's all go first shifters.
Who's with me?
Meet us at Kimball and 31.
That's right.
We're invading Tent City today.
That's right.
We're going to clean up this town.
Where are they going to move to? Who cares? They're not going to be here.
That's their problem.
That's their problem. That's right. Yeah.
6N165 Circle Avenue.
Yes.
Is Dean's address. Mm-hmm. And he says Medina on the flyer. Someone called yesterday and said, I put the address in my phone. It said Roselle.
Yeah, they might get their stuff from the Roselle post office there. They might.
It's kind of right there. In
that little thing. Yeah.
Bunch of towns right there.
Now, I didn't ask him. Is it outside? Is it inside? How should people come?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think Dean's got a nice living room there. You've been, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you haven't been?
I didn't get to come to when he hosted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a nice big living room and like a kitchen island that I'm sure I'll have some food set out on. And then there's a big window thing that goes onto the back patio. Mm-hmm. And so he's got a little back deck, and I'm sure he's going to have his fire pit going in the backyard.
You know, I don't know Ollie, but since I guess I'm the guest of honor, I could talk to him if you'd like to sing with him. I'd do that for you.
Really? I'm not sure if I can sing songs that he can sing.
I bet you could.
If he sang for the Moods.
They're like a Motown. You can sing Motown. I mean, I know it won't be your signature Eagles song.
Right. My Girl, maybe we could sing My Girl together.
I bet you he does that.
Yeah.
You could do the bong, 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 bong. You could do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, me and Ollie together, and then you'll have to.
There won't be a dry eye when you're done.
Oh my gosh!
The people will be swaying and crying. It's going to be great. It's going to be a memory I'll cherish forever.
Oh, people start suggesting that he and I go on tour together.
That's right.
Ollie and Marky B.
Ollie and the Bee. Ollie and the Bee Man.
Yeah.
See, Marky B's your radio. The Bee Man. That's your stage name.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 7:19 here at WRMN. If you want to join this wild and wacky conversation today.
And you should.
Only 4 more chances to talk to Larry Jones.
4 more chances. That's it. Yeah.
It's 847-931-1410. That's the phone number to call.
Don't just wait till next Wednesday to call and maybe just fill the phone up with things I've said that upset you.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way quick.
I got a bone to pick with you, Larry. I waited till your last show.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I'm sorry. I don't remember it, but I'm sorry.
But some of you don't forget anything.
No, exactly. They should be more like me. Forget everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Let bygones be bygones.
Yes.
What happened in the past stays in the past.
Doesn't always. Sometimes stuff's too big to just brush off.
Yeah.
Goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7:20 here at WRMN.
Huh?
I heard on the top of the hour news that, boy, this is a tough choice, Larry.
It is?
Donald Trump says you can have 4 more years of disaster and misery, or you can have 4 of the greatest years the United States of America will ever have. That's your choice right now.
Let me ask a question. And it's only fair that I ask this question now because I'm very quick when the vice president talks about doing things, saying, well, why didn't you have your input into the last 4 years? Was the 4 years that Donald Trump was the president the best time up till that? And I don't know what'll be better. How do you top that? If it was the best time then, like free chocolate milk? I don't know. I have no idea how you make it better.
Well, he was on his way, you see.
Oh.
COVID brought him down. Then
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Remember he had to come out and drive around the car so people know he could still be around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a, symbolic gesture.
The China virus, as he called it.
As he called it.
Yeah. So that brought him down, and then the election got him, and so he couldn't finish the job. But now, if we've been in disaster and inflation and things going on across the world that should be controlled by us, that are not being controlled by us, then you go from disaster to big improvement. It could look like the 4 best years in the history of the United States of America.
Could be.
In his eyes.
In his eyes.
Maybe in your eyes. I'm not saying you, Larry. I'm saying
sure you aren't.
The listening audience.
Because I kind of have a critical eye about the best 4 years. Here's my tip to anybody running for office. You're not sure of a second term? Do your best stuff in 4 years. Don't hold anything back.
Well, yeah.
Then you can rely on your record. Instead of saying, I need more time to finish, and you feel like saying, well, maybe you should have worked a little harder.
Well, sometimes when you're a first-term person, it takes a little time to get your feet on the ground.
We don't give them time now.
No?
You got to hit the ground running. You know what I mean? We don't have that. This is not like a rebuilding here. Like you bring in a whole new, manager and maybe a new general manager, or new coach. No. You got to hit the ball. You got to be ready now.
Wow.
I know. I'm tough now.
You are tough.
I know.
57 degrees right now.
It's
fair
a chilly
skies.
57. The wind's a little chilly out there.
Winds out of the west at 14. It felt kind of spring-like last night. I thought it was kind of breezy and.
See, I thought it felt fallish, but I was only out till about 7:15, maybe 7:30. So I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But a nice event that the police department put on last night for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Hector and Jeremiah went. Northwest West and Northwest Wesley Jr. II went last night down the street to the police department. And they sent us some pictures on our information line.
Oh, good.
At 505-926-1410. And here's one picture that Northwest West sent of last night. Look at that.
Oh, that's a good picture.
That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And where was that?
Down the street by the police department outside last night.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty trees in the background. Huh?
Yeah. So I'm glad everybody had a good time at that last night.
People should use that more often to show, we don't need to see your family picnic, but if you're at someplace cool.
If you got some good food at your family picnic, you could take a picture of the food.
Yeah, I know. I guess. Yeah. It's true. I hadn't thought of that.
And send it to us at 505-926-1410. Let's see, what else is happening here? Bruce Lindahl strikes again, Larry.
I know.
North Aurora police say they now know the killer who killed Kathy Halley in 1979. Body found in the Fox River. They say DNA evidence has identified Bruce Lindahl as the perpetrator. He died in 1981, Lindahl did, at the age of 28. Tied to the murder of a Woodridge teenager back in 1976 and suspected in several other murders of young women in DuPage, Kane, and Kendall counties in the 1970s.
Just a terrible person. You know, every time I say I'm not in favor of the death penalty, someone like him will come along, and I think of him as being like a poster child for the death penalty. When you think death penalty, you should think of him. Luckily, he killed himself.
In a weird way.
Actually, you know what I was thinking when we were walking in from the back room talking about that? That shows how vicious his attack was when he either missed his victim or ricocheted and severed his own femoral artery. He had that much rage in him when he was killing people. You know, when you think if you're stabbing someone, if you miss or something, you probably are not going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
He
ended up stabbing himself, trying to kill another guy or go after another guy.
Yeah, and bled to death on top of him in a dumpster or something. I don't remember where it was. And he was so vicious, Mark. And you think about victims and this poor woman who he sexually assaulted and he got arrested for. And then he tracked her, allegedly, but certainly we can now say it, I think, tracked her down and murdered her right before she was going to testify. Right before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine the poor girl, sexually assaulted, got away from this man, and then he kills her, but she has to encounter him even. I just can't, I can't believe it.
And that was back at a time when, I don't know, maybe the times they are coming back to that way again, where Lindahl should have never been released.
Probably not. Now, at the time, it was a sexual assault, so who knows? You know, it's not, they didn't know he was a murderer at that time, but, you know, and boy, I'll tell you, even coming on the department in 1970, things were pretty basic in those days. I mean, those were the days between the automated fingerprint system where all you could do was compare fingerprints. I mean, if you would have lifted prints at a crime and sent them to the FBI, they would have sent it back and said, you got us, who is it? You could only have prints and compare prints. You needed a suspect. That's all you could do with fingerprints. You had to say, yes, that's him. It took a long time before it became automated where you can actually just feed them in and there is like a computer search that gives you a match. There was no random. I mean, some departments probably said, who have we arrested in the past that did that kind of crime? And are they out? Let's check their prints. But things have come. Now you think about DNA, you think about so many things that, not that it makes it any easier, but certainly it does, I guess. It does make it easier, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seems like it does. And so it's easy to, I would imagine, that it's harder. Wouldn't you think now with all the DNA and the forensics and all that and everything else that modern technology that law enforcement has to work with and detectives have to work with and medical people have to work with, that it's harder to make a mistake now,
I think,
than back in the 70s when it's more of a guessing game to a certain degree?
Well, I think the mistakes are made on cases that are based solely on confessions. You know,
back in the day, you mean?
No, just in general. Now, I've talked to people who are in law enforcement now who talk about if you have a case and you don't have any forensic evidence along with it, juries watch so much of CSIs and stuff, they doubt cases if you can't show them something. If you can't say, we found a hair there, we found a print there, we found a whatever. And sometimes you might not, you know, you might not. And sometimes scenes can get handled. They don't get protected well enough.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, today at 12:30, they're going to have a press conference.
Yeah.
Jamie Mosser will be there, the Kane County State's Attorney, along with Mark Gaffino, Mayor of North Aurora.
The mayor.
Joe DeLeo, North Aurora Chief of Police, and Ryan Peet, who is a detective with North Aurora.
Right. It's so cool. It's cool. These cold cases and modern technology is making them more solvable. That's great.
45 years ago this took place. 12:30 this afternoon, we're planning on trying to carry the press conference right here.
Cool. I think it'll be interesting.
During Matt's show. So listen out to lunch today at 12:30.
Yes.
And we'll try to carry the press conference for you from North Aurora. All right, 7:30, let's check the news, and then we'll be back with more of the first shift on this Wednesday on WRMN. Good morning.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. New safety regulations for smoke detectors are set to enhance residential safety across the state. Beginning January 1st, installed smoke alarms in both single and multifamily homes must include a 10-year non-removable battery. The change aims to improve the reliability of smoke detectors. Elgin's annual Pumpkin Smash event is set for November 2nd, inviting locals to compost their Halloween pumpkins and contribute to environmental sustainability. This year's event runs from 9 a.m. until noon at Hawthorne Hill Nature Center and Elgin High School. The Pumpkin Smash helps reduce methane emissions by diverting organic waste from landfills. The City of Elgin confirming trick-or-treat hours for 2024. They'll take place from 3 to 7 p.m. on Thursday, October 31st. The city encouraging everyone to join in the fun during these hours and enjoy a safe and enjoyable Halloween celebration. And remember to only visit homes where the outdoor light is on, indicating they are participating. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Point!
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Hey, Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup. The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. Been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season. NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves.
Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22, scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex Styles offers in October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
Visit the Milwaukee County Zoo this summer to enjoy so many species of fun. Home to more than 2,200 animals, representing over 340 different species. The zoo educates, entertains, and inspires. Stomp back in time with the zoo's summer exhibit, Dinosaur Discovery, sponsored by Sendik's Food Market. You'll be astounded by the gigantic and scientifically accurate animatronic displays. Touch, feel, and learn about the role of predators in the ecosystem. Running through October 5th. Visit MilwaukeeZoo.org.
Ultimate Combat Gauntlet, live professional wrestling. The newest, freshest, most exciting, action-packed, fun-to-watch wrestling event on the southwest side of the Chicagoland area. The Magoo's Bar on 6550 South on Menard Avenue in Bedford Park. Next show, Friday, 20 September. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7 p.m. $20 for adults, $10 for children accompanied by adults. Discount for military veterans and first responders.
song's got it all, Larry Jones.
I know.
Drama.
You think there are people listening that are trying to figure out where they left their white three-piece suit and all that kind of stuff so they could slide into it and light up the old revolving ball, you know?
This sounds like a song based on its drama.
Is that something, mining strike or mining, what's the name of that, just Tragedy?
Tragedy is the name of the song.
Because they had something about some mine disaster, too. I don't know. But, yeah.
I bet that song takes some people back to a time in their life.
Of course.
Because it's so dramatic.
I wasn't a fan of the idea of disco. I didn't like. But there was a lot of music that came out of there, whether it was the Bee Gees. I liked Donna Summer a lot. I liked her a lot. I thought her songs were good. Yeah.
That's a pretty good song.
Yes.
On this day in 2012, it was reported that Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees, who died in 2011 at the age of 62, left an estate worth $148 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the money had built up for Robin over the years.
I'm sure.
So the Bee Gees bring us back at 7:38 on this Wednesday morning here at WRMN. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on YouTube today. WRMN Radio on YouTube. Like No Nickname John. I saved the bad joke of the day for you today, Lair.
Okay.
Good morning, First Shifters. Today is Lung Health Day. There are many different words and phrases for lungs. I just can't remember them because I have bad long-term memory. There are many different phrases for lungs. I just can't remember them because I have bad long-term memory.
Please be quiet.
This needs to stop now.
Shut up!
I don't know about that one, Larry. That's a stretch.
Yeah, I know.
Northwest West and Northwest Wesley Jr. II are outside right now, and
shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
They're greeted by sidekick Susan,
who's distributing the pick six sheets.
Oh, is that what she?
Yeah,
she's giving him some pick six sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, they're available.
Yes.
They're available if you want to come to the Redemption Center and you can get in at some point.
Yes.
I'll give you one.
Mm-hmm.
You can fill it out. Or you can go online at WRMN1410.com and be a part of the Pick Six. Brad Bonner was the winner last week.
I have a question for you.
Yes?
I thought about it. Do we still average the four aces, and then to qualify you have to beat our average to be able to be considered? We used to do that.
I forgot about that part.
Okay.
No, you just have to have the best record.
Okay.
Of everybody. So congratulations to Brad.
Mm-hmm.
He's like health inspector for the city of Elgin.
Really?
Yep. And he stopped by over the weekend and filled out a sheet as he was inspecting all the food trucks on Saturday.
I don't think he's supposed to say that. I don't think you're supposed to say he was...
Well, he was done.
Okay. All right.
He was done with his work.
Okay.
He had done his inspections.
Okay. I was just thinking, you don't want anybody to listen and go, you got time on company time?
No,
Play
he's
the
done.
pick six?
No.
But probably was there on his own time.
Yeah.
Giving.
Absolutely.
Caring.
The games on the pick six sheet this week include Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Yeah. It was tough, Larry. It was tough coming up with some games this week.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't a lot of natural.
I told you before, I can't download what you send me.
Yeah.
So I come in and take a picture on Wednesday morning of the sheet. But, yeah. So I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to let you know right now. It's Atlanta and Tampa Bay, a pair of 4-3 mediocre teams.
Yeah, 4-3 mediocre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Going at it from that mediocre division.
Tampa Bay lost a couple of receivers the other night, too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It sounds like they gave Baltimore.
Anybody have 71 for the over-under on that game?
I know.
Man, what a defensive battle.
That seems to be the way the Ravens play this year.
Yeah, I know. They're a pretty good team.
I think so, too.
And everybody talks about their defense, but the Bucs scored 31 points on them.
Right.
So
that's what I mean. Tampa Bay doesn't have any quit in them. They hung in there, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It's hard. Baker Mayfield, I have a hard time. I loved his commercials when he lived in Cleveland in the stadium. I love those commercials.
Yeah.
But I never thought he was like a money quarterback where you would bank on him.
No.
But boy, he'll hang in there, you know. He'll just keep pitching.
He's kind of a gutty quarterback.
Yeah, yes.
Gutty, but not great.
Yeah. A grinder. He's a bit of a grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll hang around the league probably a long time, maybe even as a backup when he's not a starter anymore.
Sure. Yeah.
One of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But, really, if you were watching, did you watch the game the other night?
I watched bits of it, enough to, I finally sat down and watched it because there was so much scoring. I thought there's a lot of excitement in this. So.
Yeah. There was a big 10-point turnaround fast in that game that made a huge difference right before halftime.
Yeah.
Tampa was ahead 10-7, and they were driving.
Didn't he throw and it was an interception or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bad interception.
Yeah.
But it was after a drop by Mike Evans, I think, one of his good receivers.
Mike Evans done now. I think
Evans is out?
I think he's out. I don't know if it was a ham. There's something that happened with him. He's not available now. There's 2 receivers that are gone.
So Mayfield threw the pick, and I think it was returned a long way, and then Lamar Jackson had a big play. And so it went from what should have been 17-7 Tampa Bay to 14-10 Baltimore.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Mm-hmm. Turnovers will kill you.
Yeah. And then the Ravens had the lead the rest of the game. So I wouldn't have normally put the second game on the pick six sheet, Larry, but my choices were slim. Green Bay Packers at Jacksonville. Yeah, it's at Jacksonville.
Yeah, I know.
Jaguars, they have their moments.
Yeah.
Green Bay could have a slip-up.
Yeah.
So Green Bay at Jacksonville.
You want me to fill your sheet in as you talk about these games?
I'm trying to talk you into picking Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm not going for it. I just tried that with the Bucks with you. So.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they got no receivers, Mark. They got nothing.
Philadelphia Eagles at the Cincinnati Bengals.
That might be a decent game.
I think so. Cincinnati's starting to come alive a little bit. They're 3-4 now. It's a noon game. Buffalo at Seattle. 3:05 game. The Bills are 5-2, but I think they're vulnerable.
3:05. Nobody would pay attention to that game.
That's because the Bears are going to be on?
No, my thing.
Oh, true.
Sorry.
True.
No, I actually was thinking, well, the Bears will be on in 20 minutes. That's what I was really thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one's going to care about those noon games at all. You're all going to be over at Larry Jones's soiree over at Dean's house.
I don't know. A couple people.
Yeah. Come on by.
Yeah.
12:20, Dean listed as the start time.
12:20. It's like a football thing. It's got to have it so the networks.
Is that the television time?
Make sure the networks are ready. Yeah.
It's the party of the week.
It's very kind. I keep saying this, but it's so kind of them to do this. It's just like
yeah.
I can only think what you're going to do for me. I can't. If Dean's doing this for me, I can't even imagine.
Dean's doing it because he knows I ain't going to do nothing.
Wow, I can't even imagine. I'm keeping my entire next few days wide open. I can't believe it.
I'm saving mine for when you come back. How about that? Christmas party with Larry Jones.
Oh, yeah, I will be back for a little bit around. Not here. Oh, I might walk in and say hi to you.
Right.
See who your replacement is.
Yeah.
Not yours. Maybe yours too. I don't know.
You're going to visit yours and my replacement.
Yeah, who are you guys?
I haven't listened lately.
It'll be like me going back to the police station now, where somebody goes, "May I help you?" And I think, I don't know. I guess. Yep.
Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders at 3:25. That's on the pick six sheet. And then Sunday night was supposed to be a big game, but it's kind of a little flat with the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers.
Boy, the Cowboys are nothing. They are just, talk about a team in disarray. That's too bad.
They're still 3-3.
I know, but they look bad.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, he shouldn't buy any more stuff with Cowboys on it to wear. He's never going to get to it.
No, this is going to be the end for Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I think so. And I think Jerry Jones is an owner that will not put up with being embarrassed by a team. He will not. Some owners think, it's a tough spot. We'll get through it. I don't think.
Yeah. If you're the general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you feel it's just a tough spot. We'll get through it. Mike Tomlin's kind of survived some tough spots over the years. He's still the coach.
I like that guy so much.
It's weird how I guess it depends on the ownership, right? And your market a little bit.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So markets are willing to stay more patient. If they feel like they've got a good coach that's got the team on the right track, even if they're not winning right now, they'll hang around.
But I think the key is you might not win, but you're in it. You know what I mean? who was the coach that just, I don't know, was it the Commanders? Some coach, the head coach, got on the air the other day and said they're, what do you call them, soft? I mean, he told the press that.
His team was soft?
Yeah. Yeah, you would think the players would be like, you can say that in the locker room,
Yeah.
But maybe he thought it would generate some, I think with today's players, they're more prone to just not play for you.
Right. I think I kind of like it when they do that.
Yeah, me too, but it's not about us.
No, I mean,
we'd kind of like it if they they have a player that they would have like the best player of the game and the worst player. I'd like that in the postseason show. Here's whatever. Here's some guy from the Jets that was outstanding on defense, and here's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron, you threw 4 interceptions today.
And you look like crap.
Can you explain that for us?
That's right. Do you wish you were back in a cave somewhere, contemplating? I don't know.
When did that change? Like, when did coaches decide they could no longer say what they really felt to the media anymore?
Well, I think it's all what you hear now. Are we done with the games? I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh, we just have a lame game on Monday night. I had to find a tiebreaker, so I put the Monday night game, New York Giants at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that might still be a good game.
Yeah, could be.
Thank you.
So there's the pick six. Thanks, CK. It's 7:48. There's Ninny Rose and Jeremiah.
Yes.
And a young lady in the front seat. I'm still waiting for clarification or a reminder of what her name is. But she got a nice big smile on her face.
Yes, she does.
And I'm sure if Hector's listening right now, he's going to send us a message. So thanks for stopping by, crew.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing
They
fatty.
get that too?
Yeah. I got to find something different for them.
You really should. You should.
Okay.
You should. But I'm not. You're on your own now, grasshopper. I can't be around forever.
Yeah. 7:49.
God only knows what'll be going on. That noise you make, it'll sound wetter and nastier.
What noise?
You know what I mean.
This?
Yeah.
That's kind of wet and nasty right there.
Yeah, I think it's reached the peak of it, as a matter of fact.
So I derailed you. Do you remember where you were on your train?
No, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
What I'm
Coaches.
talking about,
Coaches.
when they talk about now, the key to being a good coach is being able to work with the modern athlete who has grown up having their little fannies patted and kissed and never being wrong, and a trophy for everybody. And even when you got out of Little League, you still went for treats after every game. And so you have to be that guy.
And you were still going to get out of Little League even if you sucked.
That's exactly
right. You didn't have to stay into Little League for an extra year.
Everybody plays. And, I think now the new coaches have to be more like, certainly maybe one-on-one. You could have somebody come in and say, you laid down on that. Let's look at this. You laid down on that. But I don't think in the press, we'll see. Maybe it'll fire them up. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's, I think, why coaches like to call them out in the press,
or
to
they'll
fire them up.
Or they'll lay down on them, and there'll be a new coach there who won't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
They're wonderful. They're such a great team spirit. They're great. Yeah.
That's why I think there's still that old school faction of people that like Donald Trump for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know to change it from sports to politics, but Donald Trump's like an old school football coach.
Yeah.
He says what's on his mind.
Yeah.
He doesn't hold back and play politics.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Oh, also, a different Brendan said the Bee Gees song I was thinking of is New York Mining Disaster 1941.
Oh, okay.
It's a good song, too.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. All right, Genius George is on the phone at 7:51. Good morning, George. Welcome.
I don't think that Hank Stram or John Madden or Tom Landry or the great Vince Lombardi or Don Shula or George Hallis were much interested in sensitivity training.
No, me either.
Apparently you have to be today.
Yeah.
And comparing Donald Trump to a football coach, I could turn around and say, yeah, football coach, maybe he was the Abe Gibbon of his time. You may not remember Abe Gibbon, but Larry certainly does. Very
I know the name.
Mediocre, very, very mediocre.
He was an internal hire.
Coach.
He was an internal hire. Yeah.
You know, the thing about Tom, I'm sorry, George, but the thing you mentioned, Tom Landry, I follow the Cowboys a lot because that's, I lived in Texas for my some of my developmental years, so I watched a lot of Cowboys games back in the 80s. And so I watched a lot of Tom Landry coached teams. Now, from a viewer standpoint, you'd have never known that Tom Landry was that fiery guy behind the scenes because he always had that very equal persona about him during the actual football game. He never seemed to get that fired up.
When did it become fashionable for the head coaches to look like it was a practice now? They dress like Belichick looked like Friar Tuck at games with that stupid sweatshirt of his and all that. I mean, they're managing a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So I don't know.
And Belichick seems like a real jerk off to begin with. I never really was a fan. I mean, he had some great teams. I don't know if they liked him in New England, if the fan base liked him. I think some of the players liked him. I don't know if they all did, but nonetheless, the reason, though, for my call, I was going to ask you, Larry, about, and this is an impossible question to ask you, so I won't ask you right now, but something to think about for the future. If I were to ask you your most memorable moments of these last 10 years that you've been on the air, and I know that you can't just spring that question on somebody because there's so many memories and so many rolled into one. But what I did call about, and you've talked about change a lot, played Bob Dylan song, and I would not call that an anthem, Mark. I don't care what Wikipedia says. I know more about Bob Dylan than whomever wrote that column for Wikipedia. Blowing in the Wind, that's an anthem. The times they are changing, marginal. But nonetheless...
Well, yell at Wikipedia, not me.
Oh, okay. Well, my point was, I went and picked up a pizza last night. So, and I don't know when this change occurred. And, my mom worked as a waitress, so I've always prided myself on being a big tipper, excessively big tipper. But when did it become common practice? I have to tip people now. I go pick up a pizza or I pick up a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. And, I do it, but I wonder why. And I don't mind doing it. The pizza last night was $27. It was good. $5 tip to the person who gave me the pizza. But I would at least, I think, expect a thank you or a smile or more than a little bit of a grunt. And basically, I get that. I don't want to say more often than not, some people are, young people are especially appreciative. Not all of them are. So when did that start, Larry? When did it start that we feel obligated to tip now at everything? Am I going to start tipping the cashier at Jewel? It's the same thing.
Maybe
right?
so. You're right, George. I'm trying to think back. Maybe it was a spin-off. I'd like to blame everything on COVID, but I wonder if it didn't start a bit then because we were so appreciative that people were there working. I wonder.
See, this is a reminder of why you can't leave. You can leave, but you better come back because who else would come up with that answer? That's brilliant. And I guess I just never made that connection. So, we could you could go on the Frank Sinatra retirement tour.
Cool. I love that guy.
Back.
I love that guy. Yeah. No.
I do too.
Yeah. No. You really, that's a thought. I'm going to have to put some thought into that.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What the best?
Larry,
the best
moments.
Yeah.
I put some thought into it. You'll come back Friday, and I didn't come up with anything.
Yeah. Check with me. I'll be back next Friday with this. Tune in. No, but I'd also be hard pressed to think about the lowest time. The lowest time. You know what I mean? Not that there was a lot of lows, or a lot of times about this show is that I think it kind of thrived on sameness. You know what I mean? That people, you didn't tune in for big surprises, and we hope you didn't tune in for big disappointments, and, that's what I think.
Didn't turn in for controversy. I think people tuned in because everybody has a voice. That's number one. But it's also that community connection. And really, Larry, I think about, and I've been listening to WRMN longer than almost anybody this side about Baltimore. I've been listening for 30 years. I know you have lifelong Elgin residents who've listened longer, but it's just since Mark came and with you that really these community connections where we're actually meeting people and they're just not faceless strangers with a voice. And I think now some of the closest friends I have, male and female, are from this radio station.
I agree with you about that, George. I
So
do.
that's really, and that's a lot to do with what the two of you have done in the morning.
I mentioned
and I won't be able to make it to your party Sunday. I'll be out of the country.
Got a lot of nerve, George, with your priorities, buddy. You can't just jet back for the day?
I feel bad. Heidi's husband's service is
I agree.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I can't make that. Believe me, if I could change these arrangements, I would. But these things have been in the months for for 7 months.
Everybody would understand. There's some, if you'd say I can't make it there because they're opening a new Walmart in my neighborhood, I might feel a little put out. But right now, I think you got a pretty good excuse.
Well, think of me. I'll be flying first class on British Airways from Chicago to London. All the flyer miles I had used up now.
All right.
But it's
I hope you have
a pretty memorable time.
When do you go, George?
It'll be Saturday.
Have a great time.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, George.
Before then.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Genius George checking in.
Yeah. I'm going to miss a lot of friends that I made here.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one thing that the show has allowed me to do. And so much of it has to do with us getting moved downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think back about the first 3 years or whatever that I did up there in that studio. And you never saw anyone. You didn't, it was so dark and so nothing.
More of the first shift on the way.
You bet. Oh, wait a break.
Missouri Elgin campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. You'll not be able to make payments online via the City of Elgin website on Thursday between 4 and 7 p.m. That's when a temporary outage will occur to allow the City of Elgin to upgrade its financial management system. In an effort to ensure that no one in Kane County faces the winter chill unprepared, the Office of Emergency Management joining forces with Maddie's Mitten March for a winter clothing drive. Community members can contribute to this noble cause by donating coats, boots, and other winter essentials on November 10th from 10:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the Kane County Government Center in Geneva. The City of Elgin announcing an enhancement to public safety measures by adding 2 new outdoor warning sirens located strategically to cover newly developed areas of the city. The additions can be found at 3647 Emerald Road and along Highland Avenue near Damish Road, and they increased the city's total to 25 sirens. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Handing out food and drinks from an ice cream truck is off limits for marijuana-based businesses in Ohio, according to state regulators. Ohio's Division of Cannabis Control has proposed fines totaling $212,000 against 5 businesses for violating the state's advertising rules for marijuana sellers, the Akron Beacon Journal reported. Most of the fines involve promotions this summer ahead of beginning of recreational marijuana sales in the state. The largest proposed fine, $150,000, was issued to Greenleaf Apothecaries, which operates dispensaries in Akron, Canton, Cleveland, Columbus, and Wicklife. Well, you have to say the advertiser was spot on. Greedy people of Ohio can show up for ice cream while they pay for recreational marijuana. It's a shame it becomes illegal to have hot food and drinks on your ice cream trucks. Guys, the hard part is over. It's legal. Stop being lazy and just Uber Eats your food order. Maybe the truck can sign up to be on Uber Eats. They can drive your food to you and cut a side deal with you for your recreationals. Like Tariq from the TV show Ghost. I'm Darian Sims, and this is how I see it.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves. Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup. The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. It's been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you.
This is Darian D. Silk Sims, the general manager of American Silk Radio. Are you looking for a place to broadcast your podcast? What about being on the airwaves? Well, this is the perfect place for you. We have incredible audio engineers that will do the heavy lifting that will help you to bring your dream to a reality. If you're ready to take a crack at being a podcast radio superstar, send us an email to americansilkradio@gmail.com. That's americansilkradio@gmail.com. Let us help make you a star, where it's always all silk all the time.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, no, baby, please don't go.
808. If you leave me now, Larry.
Easy. Lighten up, Francis.
You'll take away the biggest part of me.
I don't believe that's true, Mark. You know that?
Baby, please don't go.
Yeah, see, again, that's a great song. Although true Chicago fans think it's like their biggest sellout, one of their biggest sellout songs. They wanted them to be more that band, that
all the instruments and all
the
that.
instruments and more rock, the more Terry Kath kind of stuff. And they really looked at these ballads as like their song.
This Peter Cetera fellow came in and wrecked things.
Yeah, well, he was there from the beginning, but he demanded more. He demanded more time, and they sold more.
Yeah,
which is hard to fight that, you know.
It is a good song.
It's a great song.
And a lot of Peter Cetera songs are great songs.
They are really, yes.
So they just have two phases about them, Chicago does.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This was a number one song in 1976 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yes.
If You Leave Me Now. It was the group's 18th top 40 hit. It was their first number one hit.
I know.
So all those rockin' Chicago songs were good, but never made it to number one.
And they were great songs, though. All those songs were great, and the idea of brass in them and all that. But once in a while, I'm that way with a lot of bands. Their ballads are the ones that everybody else says, "Oh, I like this." I think, no, I only like that.
And there's that division in a lot of bands where that singer comes in and starts singing ballads.
Yeah.
And the group that started out as a rock group that wants to rock out gets mad.
They do.
That's not what we are.
Yeah. But that's what we sell. Right.
That's what we sell.
That's what we sell.
You can't stay the same forever.
No, that's exactly right.
Right?
All right.
You got to come along with the times, try some different things. And so the three songs we've used so far all stand for Larry Jones's departure.
We got another week.
Accidentally.
You know that. We got a week.
Times they are a-changin'. Tragedy.
A week from today. We've got a week.
And If You Leave Me Now.
We've got a week. Now, we don't need sad music. If you'd like to celebrate with like food, Mark, or something like that, we could start that right now. You know that. We could let that celebration begin. I'm not saying I want people to bring us stuff. I'm saying you could have brought stuff.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds like to me you're trying to get people to bring us stuff.
No, I've never get in your way with that. All that's missing with you is having Sally Struthers begging for people to feed you. Remember those late night things?
Yeah.
When she could feed a village for like a quarter a week?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what village.
Some of those commercials are so depressing.
Well, the ones that get me, and I'm sure they're made for this, are the ones with the dogs.
Yeah.
They make, yes. And also like St. Jude's. That was Patty's favorite. That was her favorite charity. And then when she passed away, then I adopted it too, because I just think the idea that you have a child that's sick and you can go there and get great treatment and not leave bankrupt. Pretty nice, I think.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's hard enough losing people you love. I can't even imagine dealing with a child that's sick. That'd be horrible. Yep.
And St. Jude's main hospital is in Memphis, Tennessee.
Danny Thomas.
Went by it 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, I've been by it several times myself. Not like you, but several times.
Yeah. Every time you cross that bridge, you go into Arkansas and back.
Mm-hmm.
St. Jude is right there. It's 12 past 8 here at WRMN. 847-931-1410 if you want to join us this hour.
Yes.
And we've got to remember that young girl who's in the front seat with Ninny Rose is Haley.
Haley.
And she gave me a nice big smile this morning.
Yes.
So we got to put you on the list, Haley. I think what it is, Hector, is that every morning when you say hey to us, you haven't put her name in there. So I didn't really have her name memorized yet.
Right.
But good morning, Mark, in the first shift from Hector, Ninny Rose, Jeremiah, Uncle Boom Boom in the house now with Haley in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So CK says, good morning, Mark, Larry, and all the first shifters. Hope you all have a great and safe day.
We've already seen her in person, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple times, and she brought us coffee again. Yep.
Yeah.
I need to see how much money she spent on coffee.
I always offer to pay her. She will not, last week I finally just said, I don't want to hear her take this because she does it so much. So,
yeah.
Yep.
It's funny.
And she brings donuts occasionally, too.
I know.
I tell her, don't do that. But you know what? I am so weak about that. I'm firm till I see them, and then I'm done.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with us doing a morning show together is you're talking about, you would accept food from me, but I don't want to bring donuts. I would rather bring, like, seafood or something for us to eat.
Well, no.
Right.
You could whip up an omelet.
In my spare time before I come in for the show?
Yeah.
One of those nights when I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and can't get back to sleep?
You could bring, you could have brought back in, like, a couple of electric skillets or something, and you could have been, like, maybe on Friday, Jake's and I could carry, like, the 20 minutes, and you could whip us up a breakfast.
We don't really have a good stove back there, Larry.
That's why I said electric skillets.
Okay.
I'm trying to help you with this. What, do I have to cook it?
Maybe breakfast pizza.
It won't be.
We got a pizza maker back there.
Yeah.
Breakfast pizza would be good.
I know.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thanks.
8:14 here at the very tail end of your career.
All these wonderful things that are,
Yeah.
A brand new car. No, I don't. Probably not.
Commander Mark Smith checks in on our Image 360 information line this morning, and he sent me a little information, which is what it's all about. You can send pictures, you can send info. Make sure to stop by the Veterans Resource Fair at Hanover Township Senior Center on November the 6th. Multiple agencies and resources will be on hand, open to all veterans. It's a Veterans Resource Fair.
I think it's on Route 59 north of Route 20, I believe. I think that's where that center is.
240 South Illinois Route 59.
Yes, just a little bit south of Route 20 on 59.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wednesday, November the 6th, from noon until 3. Wednesday, November the 6th, from noon until 3. And then tomorrow, a morning on Mayor Dave Captain's show, we're going to have, Mayor Dave Captain.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
City Councilwoman Rose Martinez.
Good.
And
we're always unbiased, but Rose one of my favorites. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lady by the name of Gloria Vivai, I believe is, or Valle is the way you say her last name. And Gloria is the niece of the North Korea veteran who's coming back.
He's not from North Korea.
Oh, he was fought in the Korean War. The Korean War, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a couple of countries there.
I shouldn't rely on memory.
And we don't like those people that much.
Right. So he's going to be coming in, or they're going to be bringing his body in from O'Hare.
Yeah.
Tomorrow afternoon.
I think it's so cool that he's going to a place to rest and all that.
At Bluff City Cemetery.
Yeah.
And they're going to bring him over to Simmons Madison Funeral Home.
Mm-hmm.
Lands at O'Hare at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Going to have a little procession into town off of I-90 down Dundee Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Rose would like to have all Elginites, or anybody that wants to, line up along Dundee Avenue tomorrow between Trout Park and the Simmons Madison Funeral Home.
Right.
To welcome him to town.
Right.
So Rose is going to be on to talk about that with Gloria Valle, his niece, tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock
And he's
hour.
coming here because isn't his niece like kind of his only family?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's, he wasn't an Elgin resident, right?
No.
He's just coming here because his family's here, which
Right.
is fine. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8:16 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. Let's take a couple of phone calls.
Of course.
And see who we have with us this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the first shift.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
What's happening, James?
What's happening?
I asked you that question. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll ask the question, sir.
Yeah, I'm repeating your question. Yes.
Oh.
So we just returned from a 2,000-mile journey traveling through various states and noticed the election signs that were posted out on various different properties.
Yeah.
And it appears that, and there's something about the way the signs are put up, okay? Electioneering signs are put up. You'll see, I noticed I've seen more Harris wall signs on property that wasn't like personal property, like people's homes, like maybe on the side of the road by some property that's maybe public property or whatever.
Oh, in the right of way? Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like that. You know, they just stick them somewhere, anywhere where they can put them. And I noticed that the Trump Vance signs were more on personal property. So there were more of those signs anyway. And actually in rural Illinois, we've seen a lot more Trump Vance signs. But the reason why I called actually is you touched on something just a minute ago regarding charities. And I think we're all really tired of seeing these charities on television begging for money. And I've probably mentioned this before. Some of the stuff is heartbreaking that you see on there. Okay, now I'll go along with you, Larry, on charities as far as my favorite. Our favorite charity is St. Jude, because they really do good work, and all of that money goes for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Shriners, another one, helping children and families that really need help. But the interesting part about this charity thing to me is I would think that most people that give to charities, these type of charities, would love to see somewhere on the IRS tax forms, income tax forms, something entered in there that allows us to choose where we want some of our money to go to. And it would be wonderful to see that some of our tax money that is taken from us and sent out of the country to places that we don't even know where the stuff is going, and in fact supporting wars and everything else, and divert some of this money domestically here to charities that are doing wonderful things for American people. Wouldn't that be great?
Well, yeah. I think you're right, James. I have a very hard time. Now, I am not saying that I understand global affairs or what it takes to get along. For the life of me, I do not understand why we send aid to countries that by their nature just hate us. It makes no sense to me at all. I mean, we don't buy their affection. We don't buy their support. I don't know why we do some of that. But I guess people are much smarter than you and I, James, that make these decisions.
Well, I don't know if they're smarter. I think that what they're trying to do is buy favor.
Me too.
You know, you're just...
That was irony.
Buying...
James, that was irony right then. That's what that was.
Yeah, right. I know. But they're buying favor. They're buying political points that really lead nowhere most of the time.
Right.
Recently, we've taken in all of these, allowed, I should say, not taken in, we've allowed all of these illegals into the country, and we're paying billions. The taxpayers are paying billions of dollars for this. I just picked up an article last week that they're getting, $1,400 a month in some cases. Now, $1,400 a month is a lot of money at the end of the year. And that money could be going to these worthwhile charities. That's all. That's the only point I'm trying to make. It's the only word I can think of is it's ludicrous what we allow we allow this to happen. And it's been happening more in the last 3.5 years. So that's my comments.
All right.
Thank you, James, for your
Thanks,
comments.
guys.
See you, Jim. Have a good day.
Thanks, Joe.
Take care. 822 here at WRMN. 847-931-1410. Whatever's on your mind, we can chat about it.
Yes.
We brought up the Bruce Lindahl story last hour.
Yes.
And kind of had this 7:30 break cut us off from talking more about that. We can get back into that a little bit.
Yeah. Another thing, which thinking about that makes me think about that story that I saw about that senior at Elgin High School that was murdered near the United Center.
Looking at it right now.
And, I was thinking about that, Mark, is much like when we were talking earlier in the week about, or was it late last week, about the Safety Act. And like the worst case imaginable with the Safety Act is someone being released from custody who shouldn't be released from custody, who murders someone.
Right.
And that happened.
In Elgin, that happened, yeah.
And that happened. And then you think, people say, I don't know if I'd go to Chicago now.
I know.
I don't know if, and you think, people go there all the time. Well, the worst case imaginable happened 3 blocks from the United Center going to a concert.
Yep.
So you should never look and go, well, that never will happen.
You're right.
Well, no. I mean, will it happen every day? I hope not. I hope if it does, the police start seeing a pattern. But I just think, yeah.
I know. Just like 2 things that we've talked about quite a bit.
Exactly.
Over the last year or so, how dangerous Chicago can be.
And do you want to go there now? Do you, at a place, now I know it was many, many years ago. When I was 16, we were in and out of Chicago all the time. Never thought anything about it. Just be down in Old Town. We were whatever. Never thought a thing about it. Now you look up and go, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's good parts. Now I know the United Center is kind of carved out of the West Side. I don't know how the neighborhoods are out there anymore. I don't know. I know that they were planning on redeveloping some big project out there with a new center, things like that. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd like to. When I had a chance to go when I went to see the Rolling Stones, my initial thing was like, I don't even know if I want to go. But I did, that was my initial thing. Yeah.
I know. So we have talked about that.
Yeah.
And we have talked about the Safety Act. And,
yes.
When is the uprising going to start? Well, that's when it's going to start, when someone gets out, when they shouldn't have gotten out, and they murder somebody while they're out.
And I don't know if you know the facts about the man that was killed up there on the northeast side of Elgin, that the victim, I can't remember his name. I rely on you for a name.
Yeah, it's a tricky name.
Anyway.
Sunday.
Something, but it sounds like that was a random encounter that led to his death.
That's what I hear.
Which, again, is another one of those things where you look up and go, what's the odds of that? Not that someone who gets killed in a fight with someone, or someone who gets killed at a party they have a dispute with.
At 2 in the morning.
Yeah, but a random encounter with a man who should have been in.
Right.
That you do nothing to provoke other than be at the right. I mean, you think about that teenager at Thompson Middle School in St. Charles. He's lucky that all he got was physically beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I know. 8:25, 8:26. We got about 4 minutes for Trusty Pat here.
Yes.
To join us before we hit the bottom of the hour break. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Larry. I just wanted to comment. Listening to the end of George's, I just got on the radio when George was kind of ending his comments, and WRMN with Larry I like the tone of the whole conversations between you two guys. It's very non-confrontational. You don't blast any, caller that calls in and has a view right or a view left. You kind of, let it go, and I like that. It's a good way. To George's point about friends, I knew Larry before, only just who he was. Never had met him, actually, I don't think, or maybe had just a chance encounter. As far as meeting George, I knew who George was. I met George once or twice. I didn't know Mark until he was running for township board. all you guys have become friends, and it's through the radio, and I like that thing that it's through the radio, and it's part of WRMN is listeners that are friends with other friends, and being able to console them and make comments about things they say, and I like that. As far as Trump's, you said about Trump's last 4 years, or that our last 4 years for Trump, or under non-Trump, I should say, under Biden.
Yeah.
I just was at McDonald's, and we asked the people around us, how's your last 4 years been? Has it been bad? And they go, no.
Yeah.
Nobody's last 4 years have been bad. Nobody's past 4 years have been horrible or chaotic or anything. I remember Trump's last year in office, I thought it was the most chaotic presidency I'd ever seen in my life. I have never seen a turnover in the cabinet like it was. And Trump saying, well, he fired them because they weren't doing their job. Well, it's kind of evident that he fired them because they wouldn't do what he wanted them to do, which was not right or not legal, is my thoughts, one way or the other. But I just think that my last 4 years haven't been horrible. I wonder what it'll be like with Trump's 4 years. But anyway, we don't know.
No, we don't.
But that's one of the things you look at and say the future is what you can't predict the future one way or the other, but you can only guess. But that was I like George's point though about friends, through the radio, and I hope the listenership goes up in the radio station. It's a good place to be in the morning. Have that comfort radio in my background as I'm doing my work.
There you go, Pat.
Comfort radio, as Pat coined it.
That's right.
I like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I've said this to you personally, Larry. Thanks for your time there. But you could always come on a Thursday, Tuesday, and Thursday maybe. Just kind of reduce the amount of time you're on the air, and maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But
it's not bad, Pat. It's not bad at all. It's not like I have homework I have to get done for it or anything.
No, I know. Yeah. I know. It isn't. But
it's fine. It's fine.
Sure enjoyed you because it's just intelligent comments to everything. It's just
Thanks,
you're
Pat.
good.
I appreciate
a good guy in a lot of ways. But,
Thanks.
Thanks.
All righty.
All right, Pat. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. Trusty Pat. Going on 8:30 here at WRMN.
Yeah.
And we'll hit the bottom of the hour news. We'll come back with the final half hour, talk more about what we were just talking about probably, and you can take us where you want to by giving us a call at 847-931-1410. Maybe we'll touch on a few other stories as well in the final 30 minutes of this one, this hour that is. Then the first shift fun hour starts at 9 with more music today. Lots of guests on tomorrow's show. So we're kind of going back and forth with things the next couple of days. Keep it right here on WRMN on a Wednesday morning.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. You'll not be able to make payments online via the City of Elgin website on Thursday between 4 and 7 p.m. That's when a temporary outage will occur to allow the City of Elgin to upgrade its financial management system. In an effort to ensure that no one in Cade County faces the winter chill unprepared, the Office of Emergency Management joining forces with Maddie's Mitten March for a winter clothing drive. Community members can contribute to this noble cause by donating coats, boots, and other winter essentials on November 10th from 10:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the Kane County Government Center in Geneva. The City of Elgin announcing an enhancement to public safety measures by adding 2 new outdoor warning sirens located strategically to cover newly developed areas of the city. The additions can be found at 3647 Emerald Road and along Highland Avenue near Damish Road, and they increased the city's total to 25 sirens. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. It's been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season. NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves. Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves. And earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Massiano's Pizza and Pastaria of Elgin. There is one inexhaustible aspect of everyday life that never dulls, namely the simple pleasure of eating and drinking. Massiano's wants to make sure that this is the best part of your day. Visit Massianos.com and sign up to view their special offers all year long. Delivery, carry out, or dine in, enjoy it anyway, because life is good at Massiano's.
Rise and shine, Fox Valley listeners. It's time to kickstart your day with First Shift with Marky B on WRMN 1410 AM. From 6 to 9 a.m., join the chatter that gets you clued in with the latest buzz around town. Don't just sip on your coffee. Let Marky B brew your morning with the perfect mix of news, views, and moves. Dial us in or live stream at WRMN1410.com and make your mornings a whole lot brighter. WRMN 1410 AM. We're the voice of the Valley, and we're here to talk.
Garibaldi's Italian Eatery offers Italian dishes, subs, kids menus, and their delicious pizza. The foundation of a great pizza starts with the crust. Garibaldi's crust is crunchy at the bottom, airy in the middle, and perfect every time. The finest ingredients are used to give their pizza this exquisite crust and wonderful taste. Dine at either of the Garibaldi's 2 locations in Hoffman Estates and Arlington Heights. Free party rooms are available too. Visit Garibaldis.com today.
Summer Lake House offers the ultimate waterfront family dining experience, complete with rustic summer-inspired decor and a menu that highlights simple, handcrafted dishes prepared with locally sourced ingredients. The Wisconsin-inspired Summer Lake House, where you can enjoy a laid-back, family-friendly vibe with delicious modern American cuisine and handcrafted cocktails. Don't just go out to eat, go outside to eat. Summer Lake House on Lake Delton.
Culture Club with Boy George.
Were you a big fan? Actually, I like Karma Chameleon. I like that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't really follow the rest of it too much.
No. Me neither. Do you really want to hurt me, Larry Jones? Do you really want to make me cry?
Save that for Wednesday. If you want to cry, save. I don't want you to be tortured for a week. So let it go. Hey, I was thinking though, as Pat was talking.
Yeah.
And I think there are people who are real fans of not of the show and of the station. And I always think if people are really fans, they should be talking to their friends a little bit more about it too. Be an ambassador for WRMN.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what Dean and the managing partners would like to do, and I think they're noble things, but it takes people kind of stepping up and saying, you know, it's not, I'm not saying, I know there are people who miss the home shopping show. I know they do.
Yeah.
But the idea that it's more than that, because it had, through the time, it had morphed into being the home shopping show radio station.
That's right.
If you like the idea of local programming, and you should be talking to your friends and say, hey, give it a listen. Just have it on around the house. Have it on in your car. Whatever. Make it work. And if not, I'm not a gloom and doom guy about it. But if you like local radio, people got to step up, right?
Yeah.
They need to. And it's a good thing. And you know, as a guy who moved to Elgin when I was 3, and as a guy whose my mom turned on WRMN every morning. She started coffee, turned on WRMN because my bedroom was right next to the kitchen.
Yeah. You could hear it?
I could hear it. And as a guy who thought the Lord had smiled down on him when they said on WRMN that the schools were closed because of snow.
Yeah.
I can't stand the thought that there might be a time in our lives that local radio is not there for us. So just do that. Just do it. I mean, maybe they'll listen and they'll say it's not for me, but maybe they'll listen and think, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And I think when you're making a changeover, a major change, there's some uphill battles you have to overcome.
Yeah.
The obstacle of the stigma, if that's the right word, of the radio station being the radio shopping show station now.
Right.
That's the radio shopping show station.
No, it's not. That's not, right? It's not now.
No.
It's the radio station that's local programming all day.
Yeah.
All day.
And can have more if you support it.
That's right.
And
exactly.
Want to get involved.
I don't want to make it like a telethon or something,
Yeah.
but I was thinking about it when Pat was talking about how much he enjoys it, and I was just thinking a lot of people do, but they don't talk about it. And they should. They should.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all could use, you know, you're better at this than me. If somebody says something that I don't agree with, a lot of times if you watch on YouTube, you will see me sitting with my like this, and that's to remind me to be quiet. And you know I have a hard time with being quiet. I'm a chatterbox now as I've gotten older, and so maybe I'll take people to task. You don't take people to task. It should be more that way, where you can say what you want and we let people decide whether you're right or goofy. Right?
Yeah. Oh, that's like what Trusty Pat was saying?
Yeah, right.
I think that's what James has said on the show before, too.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this as the only radio station that he knows where all people have a forum.
And it should be that way. And it shouldn't... It's different. If there's a topic and you think Mark knows more about it, or I know more about it, then maybe you should base your opinion on what we say. But in other instances, our opinion has no more value than your own opinion. Right?
No.
We're just people. We're just saying how we feel. But you don't have to base your life on us. God knows that could go wrong for you. You know. So anyway, I don't mean to get going, but about it, except that it's hard for me to leave this place, and I feel like I'm abandoning this place during a time where it's trying to do so much better. And so I'm just telling you, if you like it, people listening, watching, whatever, then you need to step up too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't like one of the things I don't like to do is try to talk people into listening to the station. Like, you should listen because you like the station.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like the station, find the station that you like.
Right.
You know, that's just the way life is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the product, buy another product. If you don't like the store, go to another store. Restaurant, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like doing that, but I think sometimes in this situation where we change over, and there are a lot of people, if you are from outside of Elgin or you didn't grow up around here, it amazes me how many people have no idea that Elgin has a radio station.
I know. I agree.
That live in Elgin even. I mean, there are those old school Elgin people that know, but
sure.
Elgin has grown so far out west.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what percentage of people that live in Providence know that Elgin has a radio station.
Heck, they don't even know it has a tower building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other part of that, though, Mark, is radio in Elgin has never been more moldable than it is right now, where the people in control are open to suggestions, not bring back the radio shopping show, which some people want. As I keep trying to remind all of you, it may have been fun, but it didn't pay the bills.
After a while.
It
right.
may have been your comfort zone the way it was, but it can't stay the way it was. It has to change some. Like everyday life has to change, right? And so you just need to, if you're a supporter, be a supporter. Be a supporter. And you can't be the only one of your friends that would enjoy it. I was invited down yesterday. I had lunch with a friend of mine from like 7th grade on and his wife, John and Claudia. They had me down for lunch yesterday. And John is a regular listener. Every time I see him, he talks to me about the radio show. He was we talked a great deal about you and I talking about local sports and high school, because he was very big in sports.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's somebody we never measure, but they listen all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I see John, he talks to me about the show. And I always say to him, why don't you call? Loyal listener Lorraine, why don't you call? They don't want to call. They want to listen. Mm-hmm. But you should spread the word. Spread the word.
Yeah, you don't have to call.
You don't have to.
I mean, I didn't call radio stations growing up.
But I think the only thing is, it's pretty painless. And I'm not detracting from any of our callers. You know I love them all, Mark.
Yes.
You know that.
All of them?
Every one of them. But if you listen long enough, you're going to realize there's a good chance you won't be the worst caller. I'm just saying that. There's a very good chance you're not going to step out or stand out as the worst caller ever. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
And you should. I think that's kind of part of the fun. You know, just if you don't agree, if you do agree, if you know something about something, what the heck? Throw it in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as we develop things, it's you got to give some things time too.
Yes.
So, like if you have a show on the radio station and you feel after 3 shows that you don't think anybody's listening,
right?
Don't give up. If you're an advertiser and you don't want to get involved because you don't think you're getting any results right away, you got to hang in there. Let's work together to help us build all of our shows together, to pump up our advertisers, to build up our listening audience.
That's right.
I think that's why with like the first shifters, like Trusty Pat said something like, we all became friends because if nothing else, I think the days when I first started here, I wondered if I had any listeners.
Of course.
And so I embraced every single one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so that's why we would develop these relationships, because I'm like, they're listening. That's cool. I need to connect with them.
Right.
And so it was like building the first shift like one listener at a time in a way.
Right.
So that's kind of what started it all. George helped us bring it all together by calling us all together at Spaghetti Palooza and things like that.
That's true.
And then that's where the relationships between different people outside of me formed.
That's exactly right. And the other thing I would say is, if you frequent places that advertise, mention it when you're there. I mean, if you go to some restaurant that you normally wouldn't go to, but you heard it here, so you thought you'd give it a try, mention it when you're paying your bills. Say, hey, I'm glad I stopped by. I heard about this on WRMN or whatever. So people also, the people that we count on for advertisements or people that we would like to have advertised would think, that's worth it. I mean, in today's market, there has to be a return on your investment for advertising or whatever, and it would be good to show that too. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, enough of that stuff.
Enough of that?
Enough of giving our seminar on being good first shifters and good WRMN listeners. Yes.
Okay. 847-931-1410. It's 846 here at WRMN. Yeah, that's a really sad story about the Elgin High School student.
It is sad.
I mean, he's going down to a concert, 18 years old, senior at Elgin High.
Yeah.
Lorena's daughter, Riley, went to many concerts with her friends at the United Center in the last couple of years. When you live down there and you are of that mentality and you're looking to rob somebody,
it's prime.
I mean, you suburban folks coming down, you're meat.
You bring a lot of money.
You're meat for them.
You bring money, and not if you murder somebody, but if you just rob somebody, there's a chance they won't even come in they aren't even going to be witnesses. They just want to go back out and be left alone, you know? So I think it's so sad, man. So sad that something like that happens. But again, when you listen, not just to us, but when you listen and you think, oh, that's never going to happen. Well, it does. It did twice in 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to do, though? Are you supposed to change as a parent now that you've seen that happen? You got an 18, I mean, you can't.
I know what, my daughter, even when she was like 21, going in out of Chicago, I always found myself being like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I was afraid. Yeah.
But you can't not let them go if they want to go, right?
Oh, no. If not, they'll be like, I didn't lie.
And at that age, they don't think anything's going to bad happen to them.
You're all bulletproof. You're bulletproof.
And if you're a high school football player, like the kid that was killed, Jess Kendall.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened in that confrontation. I don't want to speculate.
No.
But you're a little bit tough. You're a football player.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want someone robbing you.
And again, we don't know, but he's there with his girlfriend. He's with all that. Yeah, I'm sure you don't want to just give up and not, you know what I mean?
At least try to resist a little
bit,
right? You're a male. You got testosterone
just
going
being
on.
Verbal or whatever. I don't know what happened there. I think I said it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah. 848-847-931-1410. Let's take a phone call. Good morning. Welcome to the First Shift.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Sheila, your favorite listener from West Chicago.
Are you on your deck, Sheila?
I was this morning. My coffee boy brought me my first cup.
A coffee boy.
And I had to come in and brew another pot because it was needed.
There you go.
But I just want to thank Larry and Mark for being such a huge part of my life for the last 10 years. And I just can't tell you how great. I mean, you were better than any pain pill or medication I could have. It was.
That's a good slogan.
You had me, yeah. And my coffee boy got used to that, but
he didn't mind sharing. He didn't mind sharing you with us. Was he okay with that?
No, he was busy watching his Cowboys, so he was happy I had something else to do.
There you go.
Better than any pain pill or medication. There's a slogan for you right there.
There it is.
The First Shift. Better than any pain pill or medication you can take.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish you all the luck, Larry.
Thanks.
I just had to tell you how you are a big part of my life.
Well, thanks very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And Mark, you just keep up the Mark magic you do every morning.
Well, I'll try to add some new twists and turns, and I'll just do the best I can.
Oh, you will. I know you will.
And check in with me every once in a while.
Yes.
Yes.
You keep an eye on
him. Definitely.
Keep an eye on him for me.
Keep an eye on you.
Yeah, keep an eye on him for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't let me get off the leash too far.
Yeah. No.
And you don't play that that song. You used to play it all the time about
that one?
Yes, the Fox River Valley. I love that song.
You do?
And then you would sing along with it at the end.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
It had the boom booms.
Boom, ba boom, boom, boom.
Right. See that?
I call it my home.
There you go. There you go. Well, thanks very much. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. And you both enjoy your day, and thank you very much, and all the best of luck to you, Larry.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Sheila.
Bye-bye, Sheila.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
She called herself. She is our favorite listener. is what she said.
There you go.
How does she know she's our favorite listener?
They sense it.
We can let her think that, though?
They sense it.
Okay. Yeah. They sense it. They know.
Yeah.
Yeah. 852.
I mean, she's only our favorite listener south of Route 38, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's stay on the phones and take another call. Good morning. Welcome to the first shift.
Okay, it's time for rebuttal.
Uh-oh. Okay, rebut.
Yeah, I felt compelled to call and give a rebuttal, and I'll try to be very, very quick about it. One of the previous callers mentioned the chaos during the Trump administration, and it just made me think about, well, wait a minute, where did all that chaos, that chaotic situation come from? It came in Portland, Seattle, Chicago, Missouri. I can't even remember most of the cities, but most of the cities where all the chaos occurred were in democratically controlled cities. And when the Trump administration offered assistance from the federal government, it was refused. So, it's easy to make reference to something, but you have to be somewhat accurate in that. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. Okay. It was chaoticness caused by that and chaoticness caused by COVID.
Yeah, it was a really strange time for all of us.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So a lot of the circumstances surrounding the chaos, as referred to, was caused by forces that weren't created by the administration.
Yeah.
So we got to be clear on these things. But there again, what happens is people's animosity towards a particular administration or person happens to creep out in their assessments. So anyway, thanks, guys.
Thank you, James.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks,
All right.
Mike.
James checking in.
Yes.
853 here at WRMN.
For a change, he wasn't calling to say something I'd said.
No. He was rebutting Trustee Pat's comments about chaos.
That's all right. Point, counterpoint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have football coming up again this weekend. We have our Pick Six coming up on Friday, and we have the World Series getting underway between the Dodgers and the Yankees.
I'm going to watch that more, I think. In past years, I've kind of just, if I have nothing going on, I'll have it on.
Yeah.
But I think I might watch that just because.
I think maybe I'll try to also on nights when I'm home and there's a game happening at that time. But you can also write about it when you would like to be a part of SB Nation, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Want to talk about SB Nation now?
Not anymore. No, of course I do. Hey, listen, we like sports a bunch. And if you like sports, a good place to go is S in Sports, B is in Blog Nation. To get to SB Nation, get to the App Store, get the SB Nation app for your smartphone or tablet. You can always log in at sbnation.com. When you get there, please stop by the Nice and Nice blog. See what everybody Shepherd Price writing about, then you're free to roam at will. Stuff going on everywhere. Socks, will they get sold?
Yeah.
Bears, bear down.
Bear down, baby.
Right on.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is a blog for anything you're interested in. You can leave your opinion if you want to, but you don't have to. What I like best, you can go there when you want to. So do us all a favor, check out SB Nation, see if sports blogging is for you.
And today you could write about your memories of Fernando Valenzuela.
Remember that? Boy, what at that time and place, that guy was unbelievable, wasn't he? Plus, I liked him because he never looked like the stud athlete, did he? He looked like a softball pitcher, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked like, I don't want to say what I'm going to say because it's going to sound stereotypical, but he didn't look like a baseball player. He was a short, fat guy, a short, chunky guy. Wasn't he? I mean, he seemed like a short chunky. He was probably 6 feet tall.
No, I don't think he was that tall. I don't think so. I think he broke the mold. Well, maybe not at that time. At that time, I think players, I'm not sure that physical conditioning was as big a deal for baseball players at that time. You know what I mean? And, but I think people liked him because he kind of had that everyman kind of look about him, kind of. So
Fernando Valenzuela, I guess, dead at the age of 64.
Cy Young winner in what year? 80?
81, 82, I think, is when Fernando Mania hit the scene.
Yeah. He was an imposing pitcher. Imposing.
And he just was like, came out of the gates.
Yeah.
Shot out of the gates like a cannon. I mean, he kind of fizzled out over the years a little bit. But he really started his career strong. And that was like back during the strike year, too, like 82, I think, something like that. Yeah. So Fernando Valenzuela passes away. It's 8:57 here at WRMN.
Right.
And Mark Smith has sent some information, the commander, over about what's going to be happening over the next few days. A media advisory about the Korean War MIA soldier returning home after missing for 74 years. So I'll go over that when I share a little First Shift 411 with you next hour, if you want to join me for the more music hour in the next hour. 8:57. Dino Delaley checks in on YouTube this morning. The director says, "God morning, FRV, First Shift, our guy Larry and Marky B, in the blink of an eye. Something to remember. What is today may not be tomorrow. Don't wait to tell someone how you feel about them. Spread the love," says Dino. Thanks, everybody, for checking in on YouTube today. JP Car Show's checking in. That's the Car Czar, as Larry dubbed him once upon a time.
Yes.
And he'll keep that nickname. The Car Czar, John Polero, listens in most every day to the show and says, "Don't go, Larry."
I appreciate that.
Robles Ralph checking in. He says, "For me, when Trump was in office, things in life were a lot better." That's Robles Ralph speaking on YouTube this morning. Let's see. So thanks, everybody, for chiming in. Stay tuned. We have another hour of the First Shift still to come, Larry. And on Friday, you'll be joined by Jakes if he shows up.
If he shows up, or when he shows up.
When he shows up.
Whenever. Yes, exactly.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, everybody.
All right, stay tuned. No more of the First Shift is on the way. Next hour, I'll chat with you on YouTube, chat with you on Image 360, take phone calls, play songs, and share some First Shift 411 with you. And tell you about tomorrow's busy show. We're in the 50s this morning, headed for a cool high of about 60 today. A little bit cloudy, some sunshine on the way later.
Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit benderdentalcare.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 9 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. In an effort to ensure that no one in Kane County faces the winter chill unprepared, the Office of Emergency Management joining forces with Maddie's Mitten March for a winter clothing drive. Community members can contribute to this noble cause by donating coats, boots, and other winter essentials on November 10th from 10:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the Kane County Government Center in Geneva. The City of Elgin announcing an enhancement to public safety measures by adding 2 new outdoor warning sirens located strategically to cover newly developed areas of the city. The additions can be found at 3647 Emerald Road and along Highland Avenue near Damish Road, and they increased the city's total to 25 sirens. You'll not be able to make payments online via the City of Elgin website on Thursday between 4 and 7 p.m. That's when a temporary outage will occur to allow the City of Elgin to upgrade its financial management system. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Progressive presents Good News, Bad News, Dumb News, then Great News. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup. The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. Been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season. NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22, scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive.
Beef Villa is a family-owned restaurant that has been in business for over 50 years. With homemade recipes made with quality ingredients, Beef Villa's great service and quality is served hot and fast. For the menu, catering locations, or for an application to join the Beef Villa team, visit beefvilla.com. Saturdays mean cruise nights, weather permitting, on Spring Street in South Elgin. Visit beefvilla.com.
Roll into Bolero in Algonquin or Roselle and wake up with a story to tell. Bolero is bowling, gaming, dining, and nightlife with a twist. Score a sweet deal every day of the week and save big by checking out the daily deals online. Team up with your friends and hit the lanes by forming your own social club. Clubs offer lively competition and laid-back fun for everyone. From beginners to pros, make new friends, bowl, and hang out at a happening place. Visit Bolero.com. Here at WRMN Radio, we try to connect with the community and discuss important issues, like our current mental health crisis. Here's Lori Baker, President and CEO of AID.
I think most people, when they see young children thinking about suicide at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7, I mean, that's shocking to me that children even know that they want to harm themselves somehow. I know it's difficult. I definitely feel the pinch. We all feel the pinch at the gas pump at the grocery store, right, in our rents, but I think most people could handle 27 cents a day to help kids and seniors and people experiencing homelessness.
Discussions like this take place on the first shift, weekday mornings from 6 to 10, right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
Over time, you want to work less of it, so you need your crop protection to work more of it. When you add Tapran or Last Chance Pro adjuvants from CHS, they will. Designed for maximum efficacy, Last Chance Pro improves the uptake and translocation of herbicides, while Tapran helps activate herbicides for better performance against tough-to-control weeds. Ask your local CHS retailer how Tapran and Last Chance Pro adjuvants can put your crop protection to work.
Thanks for listening to WRMN 1410. Don't forget to join us every day for our Comfort Keepers feature. Comfort Keepers is a leading provider of in-home non-medical care for seniors and other adults in need of assistance with daily activities. Again, listen daily at 7:25 a.m. for our Comfort Keepers feature. And thanks for listening.
Here at WRMN, AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube. Tubing it for the final hour, and we'll catch up on some comments that we didn't get to yet. Little debate going on the air. Well, not on the air, but on YouTube about Kamala and Donald Trump. Some people taking little shots at each other on YouTube shots. So maybe I'll review that stuff this hour. And we'll go over some comments, or actually some events going on with some First Shift 411. I'm going to start in just a moment by talking about the release that was sent by the commander, Mark Smith, to me this morning on behalf of City Councilwoman Rose Martinez, who's going to be in the House here tomorrow morning with Mayor Dave Captain. So lots to talk about this hour and to get to, along with a few tunes that I'm queuing up for this hour as well. Matt's got out to lunch, and he's got a special little segment on his show today that I'm going to tell you about this hour, too. Live press conference we're going to try to cover at 12:30 from North Aurora. Right now, let's take a couple phone calls at 847-931-1410. Then I'll give you the forecast, and we'll get into this hour a little bit. Final hour of the First Shift today. Good morning. Welcome to the First Shift.
Hello, Mark. This is Bob Roswald.
Hey, Bob.
Can you tell me who won the pick six last week?
It was a guy named Brad Bonner who went 5-1.
Brad Bonner. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you do?
I was 5-1 also, but I guess my score was tied. Tie score was way different.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling, Bob.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. All right, Bob checking in. BHB Senior in the house this morning. Good to hear you, Bob. It's 10 past 9 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. Phone line's always open during the first shift for your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, and your information. Share your information with us, and we'll get it out there. You are a part of the, that's why I call it the staff meeting. It's like we don't have a flock. We have none, as a matter of fact. Reporters on the street right now. So we'd like to use you when you know something's going on to let us know about it. Let's stay on the phones and check in now with Westside Freddie. What's going on, Westside?
Hey, good morning, Foot. How you doing today?
Man, I'm just kicking it up in here. How are you?
Good. Yeah, good show with you and Larry today. Gonna miss you, Larry.
Yeah, well, of course we're gonna miss Larry.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, I was just calling about the Comfort Keepers commercials. I've been a client of Comfort Keepers for a while. Really good working girls, and little explanation. Your insurance will usually cover their services, call senior services, and they'll put you through doors, and they can help you work out that, paying for it and the hours that you can get. But you've met my last couple of girls. They're always driving me around, and couldn't get my work done without them. So kudos to Comfort Keepers. There's my commercial.
Well, did you find out about Comfort Keepers through WRMN?
No, actually, it was through Doors. I was using another company for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then they switched me over, but been really good. They're really good ladies.
Yeah. And they provide a good service that a lot of people need.
Yeah, they definitely do. They sincerely want to help. So a lot of them are students. My last two girls have been college students. So, they're working hard and they're trying to get through school. So
yeah,
it's good to have an influence on them, as they help me.
Right. Well, thanks for the testimonial.
For sure, man. For sure, brother. And we'll talk later, man.
All right, Westside, take care.
Be blessed.
All right, you too. Westside Freddy checking in, and there you go. That's an example of what Larry was talking about a short time ago. If somebody's on the station, a sponsor, a partner, I like to call them partners, because sponsors, we do have to be partners. We have to build each other up. We want to build our partners' businesses up, help them do better and better, and vice versa. We hope our partners pump us up, so that that percentage of people from Elgin or beyond that don't know about WRMN, haven't heard and haven't tried to listen, they just think it's that little Elgin station. No, listen, we might be that little Elgin station, but we might have some good information for you on a regular basis that helps you out in your local life. In Elgin and in the Fox River Valley and in Kane County and wherever you might be, and whoever you might be, a veteran, a senior, young person, business person, etc., etc. It's 9:13 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. We'll stay on the phones, and let's see who this is. Good morning. Welcome to the first shift.
Good morning.
Hi.
I would like to say to Mark and Larry and to WRMN staff, also to the Elgin Police staff, thank you all so very, very much for the great job that you all are doing. And Larry, I'm going to miss you. I hate to cry.
Oh.
But I'm going to miss you very much because I'm Verlene Anderson, and I'm the lady that talked to WRMN about the dog problem.
Yes.
So God bless you, and may God keep you all and keep up the good work. Larry, God bless you all, and have a blessed morning.
Thank you so much for calling, Verlene. And if you get a chance, next couple of days between now and next Wednesday, call a little bit earlier and talk to Larry. But I'll pass the word along. He might be listening right now in his car as he has left the radio station. Verlene checking in. Great caller. And had the issue about the dogs. And the Elgin Police Department helped fix that problem. I guess for Verlene, she was satisfied with the way they responded. 9:15 here at WRMN. Phone lines open if you want to join us this hour at 847-931-1410. The weather forecast. Let's get an update on that as we get into the hour. And we are currently sitting at 57 degrees. It says light rain. Not light rain here in downtown Elgin, but there may be a little light rain where you are, I guess. I didn't know there was any forecast of rain this morning. Hopefully it will not happen in downtown Elgin during this hour. Oh, actually, I did put the tops back on the Jeep last night, so I'm good to go. I forgot about that. The tops are up. We're good to go. 9:15, 57 degrees, winds out of the northwest at 20 miles an hour. That's what made Larry say that it feels like a cold 57 this morning. Partly sunny today, then gradually becoming all sunny, so if there is a little light rain in parts of the Fox River Valley this morning, it shouldn't last long. A high of about 60, so the temperature's not going to move much during the day today. Clear skies tonight with a low of 36. And then for your Thursday, sunshine with a high of 64. Same thing for Friday. Thursday night, good chance of rain. And much as I like sunny days, we do need a little rain from time to time. And as Larry and I always have talked about, we like that rain in the middle of the night. and that's what we're going to get late Thursday night, some rain. 80% chance tomorrow night with a low of 47. Friday, maybe a lingering early shower, and then becoming mostly cloudy Friday with a high of 64. So I mentioned tomorrow and Friday, 64 both days. 38 for Friday night. Saturday, sunny with a high of 58, and Sunday, much the same. Sunny with a high of 59 on Sunday. So some pretty nice days coming up. You'll need a light jacket. But other than that, you should be okay. Pretty dry. Tomorrow night, a little rain in the forecast. Let me go to the Image 360 information line and pass along a little information to you. First of all, I mentioned the weekend weather. And I'm going to bring back up this invitation that Dino, the director, Delaley, has sent to all of you listening in, and little get-together at his house coming up on Sunday. And you are invited. As a member of the first shift in the WRMN family, you're invited. It starts about 12:20 on Sunday afternoon at Dean's house. It's in Medina or Roselle, depending on what your phone says. If it says Roselle, believe it. And let it take you there. Basically, it's just Route 20 all the way out if you're coming from Elgin. You may be coming from another direction. 6 North 165 Circle Avenue. But the way I think about it, and I don't go east very much, but the way I think about it is straight east on Route 20, through a few towns, Bartlett, Hanover Park, blah, 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 and then you get there, and you make a left onto Circle. Bloomingdale, I think, is a part of the blah, blah, blah. And then you turn left onto Circle Avenue, and you're about 3 minutes away at that point. Maybe not even 3 minutes. Maybe if you're coming from where I am right now in downtown Elgin, just to give you some idea, it would take me about 25 minutes maybe to get to Dino's house. Something like that. We're going to have a little get-together. Light snacks, pizza, beer, soft drinks, bottled water provided. And if you want something special or you want to share something, feel free to bring it along. And it'll be in a comfortable setting. We'll have a football game on the TV in the living room. We'll have a little fire going on out back and some live music with Ollie Bolds from The Moods. And don't let Larry's threat of me singing with Ollie keep you away from the party. If I sing with Ollie, that means Larry has to give a heartfelt speech between songs. Are you up for that, Larry? Huh? 9:19 here at WRMN AM 1410 and at WRMN Radio on YouTube. So that's coming up on Sunday of this week. Larry's going to be on with me till next Wednesday, so even though it sounded like we were starting to say our goodbyes today, and that's fine. He does have 3 more shows left with me. Friday, Monday, and Wednesday of next week. 9:20 here at WRMN. All right, well, this is really small. I'm not sure if I can... I may have to print this out and read it. Because it's very small print. It was sent to me by the commander, Mark Smith, and it's a release about what's going to be happening with our Korean War missing in action soldier who returns home after missing for 74 years. And I think I need binoculars to read it, or not binoculars, but whatchamacallits. The word I can't think of right now. It's 9:20 here at WRMN. I need to be able to see this thing. It's kind of small, but I will get this printed out and share details to you in the next day or two here on the radio station. Several different things taking place in regards to this Korean soldier returning home. And it's been sent to my email, so I'm going to go in my office and print it out. Maybe I can have a little more information for you in the second half of this hour. And then tomorrow morning we're going to talk about it, because tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Mayor Dave Captain will be in for his monthly show. Tonight there is a city council meeting for the city of Elgin, so we'll have a little recap on what happened at the city council meeting. And you can get the mayor's perspective. You can also get Rose Martinez's perspective. She's going to come in tomorrow morning, and she's going to bring in Gloria Valle, the niece of this soldier, Mr. Ortiz. And we'll have a discussion about all of that and what's going to be taking place this weekend. Tomorrow morning during Captain's Corner, your calls are always welcome too. If you want to say hi to Gloria or salute the great soldier that is coming back to town, you can do that in the 9 o'clock hour tomorrow at 847-931-1410. One other programming note to mention, well, how about two more? Let me finish the thoughts on tomorrow's show. There's a big referendum on the ballot if you're in the Burlington Central School District. A referendum that could determine whether your taxes are raised a little bit with the money going to enhance and build new schools out in that area. Some people think they're not needed. The man I'm going to have on tomorrow morning thinks they are needed. And the referendum is something you should vote yes for if you live out in that area. He's going to be on with me tomorrow morning and about 8:35 tomorrow morning on the show to say why it's important for you to vote yes for this referendum if you live out that direction. He believes that area, even though people don't want it to happen, people that live in that area don't necessarily want it to happen, is going to boom in the next 10 to 20 years in population. All the farmlands between Huntley and Elburn, he says, are being sold off to developers, and you're going to see lots of subdivisions and houses out that way. I think that's sad. I know a lot of you probably think that's sad too. Do I think he's wrong? I'm not sure. Probably he might be right. I think it's sad, but he might be right. The farmers have made a ton off their acreage, and now the developers are going to spread the suburbs even further west. It's something worth discussing in the future here on the first shift. And he says it's going to happen. And if it's true, there's going to be a need for more schools, and now is the time to invest the money in those schools. So we'll get his perspective tomorrow morning, and I'll get his name for you, hopefully in a few minutes, and share it with you here on the show. He's a farmer out in that area who has had a long family history of going to Burlington Central High School and being a part of District 301 out there. Is it 301? I think so. 924 here at WRMN. So that's on the show tomorrow morning. And a third guest. Tomorrow's going to be a busy show full of guests. At 7:35 tomorrow morning, Dan Ugasti, state representative, is going to stop by and join me for a while and talk about the area as he sees it right now. He'll talk about himself a little bit. He is running for office, and he's running some ads on the radio station, and we'll talk about what he's done in office so far, where he sees our local economy, where he sees King County, and what he's trying to do if he's reelected, and what he's done so far. That's all coming up tomorrow. Dan Ugasti joining me at about 7:35. So quite a bit of our first shift, as far as our staff meeting goes, is going to have to take place pretty early in the show tomorrow. And then probably in between guests right after the top of the 8 o'clock hour. 9:25 here at WRMN. So a busy show coming up tomorrow. And one more quick note before we get into one song before the bottom of the hour break. Join us today at 12:30 during Matt's show, as we're going to try to cover this press conference live that is taking place today in North Aurora. And it's at 12:30, final portion of Out to Lunch today, announcing the resolution of the 1979 death of North Aurora resident Kathy Haley, or Hallie. DNA evidence has now identified serial killer Bruce Lindahl as the perpetrator, and we'll have some information about that. It's a press conference taking place at North Aurora Police Department at 200 South Lincoln Way Street in North Aurora. So that's happening today at 12:30. We're going to try to carry it live for you. Means Tradio is going to be on a little bit earlier today if you want to participate in Tradio. Matt's going to have that at 12 instead of 12:30. 9:26 here at WRMN. This hour is, we usually play a little more music in this hour. Let's at least squeeze in one before the bottom of the hour break here. On this day in music history, Rosa Lee Hawkins from American pop music girl group the Dixie Cups was born in 1945. And this is a song I'm sure you've heard, maybe in movies, maybe on the radio. And the Dixie Cups are famous for a few songs, I guess, but one of those is this one from 1964. This is The Chapel of Love from the Dixie Cups, taking us into the bottom of the hour news at 9:30. It's 9:27 here at WRMN, AM 1410, and WRMN Radio on YouTube on a Wednesday morning.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. We really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Spring is here, the sky is blue. Whoa, birds all sing as if they knew. Today's the day we'll say I do, and we'll never be lonely anymore. Because we're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. We really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Bells will ring, the sun will shine. Whoa, I'll be his and he'll be mine. We'll love until the end of time, and we'll never be lonely anymore. Because we're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love.
The Dixie Cups, 9:30, and now the news.
10 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Elgin's annual Pumpkin Smash event is set for November 2nd, inviting locals to compost their Halloween pumpkins and contribute to environmental sustainability. This year's event runs from 9 a.m. until noon at Hawthorne Hill Nature Center and Elgin High School. The Pumpkin Smash helps reduce methane emissions by diverting organic waste from landfills. The City of Elgin confirming trick-or-treat hours for 2024. They'll take place from 3 to 7 p.m. on Thursday, October 31st. The city encouraging everyone to join in the fun during these hours and enjoy a safe and enjoyable Halloween celebration. And remember to only visit homes where the outdoor light is on, indicating they are participating. New safety regulations for smoke detectors are set to enhance residential safety across the state. Beginning January 1st, installed smoke alarms in both single and multi-family homes must include a 10-year non-removable battery. The change aims to improve the reliability of smoke detectors. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Point.
Hey,
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
NHL last night, the Canucks doubled up the Blackhawks 6-3 at United Center. Vancouver took a 4-2 lead out of the first period. Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, and Taylor Hall had the goals for Chicago. Peter Mrazek made 24 saves. Huge matchup this Saturday for Illini football when they visit Oregon. The 7-0 Ducks are ranked number 1. The Illini up to number 20 this week in the poll. Illinois 6-1 heading into the matchup. The NBA season tips off tonight for the Bulls with a road game against New Orleans. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. Lonzo Ball will be available for the matchup. It's been over 2 years since he played in a regular season game, dealing with various knee surgeries. Chicago is expected to have a clean injury report entering the season.
Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, welcome back. It's 9:34 here at WRMN. And I'm looking at some text messages right now. Let's see. Yep. David Tees sent me a text message. I think we've talked about that on the air today, but maybe there's more in the story that he sent me. I'll have to take a look at it and get back to you. David Tees been working hard. Running for Kane County Board, and it is election time, and early voting is underway today. So consider all your candidates and make the choices that you feel are best. As we move forward, it's these local elections that have a direct impact on your life, on your tax dollars, on services you receive at your house, and the services that we have available for seniors and veterans and different changes that occur in your towns and your villages, your city, often voted upon by a group of people that you voted in. And as we've talked about on Brian Anderson's show before, a lot, there are many people that go through their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s sometimes, raising their families, going to work. They have no idea why the decisions are made the way they are made in their towns. Many people that I've talked to, and I'm one of them, and I'm a Elgin Township trustee now, but for the longest time, I didn't have a clue. So we're trying to get more people to chime in and be involved, and if you can't make it to a Kane County Board meeting, I mean, who can blame you? It's morning meetings, at least right now, in the middle of the week. I'm not sure how the board members can make it. But that may change in the future. We'll see. But just for instance, or you have a busy life and you can't make it to a meeting in the evening. So many more of these meetings now have been made where they're available on social media, like the Elgin City Council meeting tonight. So you can watch it at home and keep up with what's going on. It's better. It oftentimes can be more entertaining even, and informative, but more entertaining than some of the lame TV shows that are out right now. 9:36 here at WRMN. I had a point I was trying to get to, but that was lost in the shuffle there, I guess. 9:36, want to get to some YouTube comments, and I did print out this information about the Korean War MIA soldier. I can read it a little bit better on this sheet of paper, but I'm going to have to get my cheaters and put them on to really be able to read this to you, or at least to read part of it to you. So I'll do that here in a second. But let's take a phone call at 847-931-1410 and see what's on your mind this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the first shift.
Hey, Mark. It's me, Joel.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah, I'm calling. It's 2 weeks until the election, and I'm just absolutely flabbergasted that a man that led an insurrection against our federal government 4 years ago is actually a viable candidate. In my opinion, he should be in jail. And right. I'm not necessarily a Democrat and everything. I've supported you and Steve, and I know you guys are Republicans, but that is one burden to bear, having a guy like that run for president. He knew those guys were armed, and he said, well, don't worry about it. They're not coming after me. And he was ready to get rid of Pence. It was just awful. And this guy is a viable candidate, and they're running pretty much neck and neck. Mm-hmm. I just can't believe it. I'm an American, and I want the best for our country. And that guy is not the best. He'd be a candidate he should have been in jail a couple of years ago if our federal government were nimble enough to deal with that. But I don't know if they ever anticipated anything like that happen. And when Smith's prosecution was blunted, that was just awful. Awful. Anyway, I said my piece, and I'm proud to feel the way that I do because I feel strongly for this country.
Do you feel like his opponent is a viable candidate?
Yeah, sure. Okay. She's had numerous offices. She knows what's going on. She's had international dealings. She's been in the federal government and gone abroad and met a lot of world leaders. I do think she's a good candidate.
Okay. Well, thanks for your thoughts, Joel.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting me on.
Yeah.
Good day to everybody out there.
Yeah, take care. Joel by the Riverside, checking in. Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. And that's what this show is all about. And you can, and that's what we want, everybody to hear what everybody's got to say. And, not judge your vote based on what Joel said, but you can hear what he had to say. And he makes you think about it at least, right? And as you consider all of your options, I guess, and reasons why you might vote for Trump or Harris. Early voting, I think that's why I started that whole rant, or whatever you want to call it, a couple of minutes ago. It is underway, and I'll give you a few of the voting locations in just a couple of moments if you want to get out and vote. I think that this percentage of early voters is about to change over and become more people voting early than on Election Day, if it hasn't already. So get out. You can do it on your time as long as it falls within the parameters. A place is open, but you got a lot of choices, a lot of days, a lot of times. So you should have no excuse for not being able to get out to vote between now and Election Day, November the 5th. 9:40. Let's take a couple of calls. 847-931-1410. And a good old Bob is on the phone now. Hey, Bob.
Hey. That's the beauty of radio. Everybody gets a chance to vent their spleen.
Right.
And while I may disagree with him, perhaps even vehemently, I defend to my death his opportunity and certainly his right to express his opinion. So have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for calling.
Bye now.
Bye. Good old Bob checking in, 847-931-1410. Respects Joel for calling in and giving his thoughts, despite the fact that Bob, I'm sure, does vehemently disagree with some of what Joel has to say. It is 9:41 here at WRMN. I'm going to take a couple more phone calls. Phone calls always welcome, and they take precedence here on the show. I want to mix in some information, too, and I just got another text sent to me on the Image 360 information line at 505-926-1410. It's a menu text. Looking for a lunch idea today? Skedaddle, as Tammy would say, on over to American Legion Post 57. Lunch and dinner today. Lunch from 11:30 until 2, and it's just about that time of the year for some grilled cheese and tomato soup. Right, good old Bob? I think Bob likes some grilled cheese and tomato soup. $6 over at the American Legion Post 57 at 820 North Liberty Street. Lunch is from 11:30 until 2 today. And then dinner tonight, you want to get all fancy-pantsed. Chicken Alfredo with a side salad and garlic bread. That's the fancy side. The simple side? $9. Now we're talking. Chicken Alfredo with side salad and garlic bread, $9. Dinner at the American Legion, 4 to 7 this afternoon. So lunch or dinner as they put the new menu in place. 9:42 here at WRMN. Couple more calls coming in here, and then we'll try to spread a little more information, maybe play another tune or two before this hour is over with. Let's take this phone call. Good morning. Welcome to the first shift.
Yes, sir. It's Trucker Dennis. How are you, Mark?
Hey, Dennis. I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing okay. Listen, I come in on the tail end of you and Larry, and, everybody's saying real nice things about Larry, and he really is a nice guy, and we all like him. But anyway, did I miss something about a get-together?
There's a get-together over at Dean DeLaley's house on Sunday afternoon that all of our listeners are invited to.
Dean DeLaley's house. Okay.
Yeah, he's our managing one. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know where he lives, so but that would be Is there some place where that information you have it on the radio website, or is it?
We probably should put it up on the website. I mean, I can give it to you, but I know you're driving right now, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm behind the wheel right now on 390. If you could, something. If you could post that, or you have my phone number there. If you want to send me a text, that's fine too. However you want to do it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are probably interested, and I know you don't want to get this blown out of proportion either, but because that could be a lot of people at his house.
Well, I don't know. That's Dean throwing his house out there, but that's the kind of guy he is. He says the more the merrier.
Well, that's great. That's great. You know what? All the listeners. I mean, I listen to everybody on here, and like the last caller said, whether you agree or disagree, you know what? We can all get along.
Right.
We can all get along. That's the thing that's great about this little community. And I don't even live in Elgin. I mean, I'm in the collar communities, you know what I mean? But still, I like listening to this radio station. And like I said, you know what? I've sat down and talked to Larry quite a few times at car shows and stuff like that. And I've spent time with him, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just sit there and him and I gabbing. And he taught everybody that comes up to the car, and whether he knows them or not, he's very gracious with his time. You know what I mean? And he'll answer any question they ask and stuff like that. And that's Larry right there.
That is Larry.
Yep. And that is Larry, absolutely. And I don't know Larry a long time, but you said when is it? This Sunday, you said?
It's Sunday, starting at about 12:20. It'll be all afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to text me, or you want to put it on the, you know what I mean, or.
Yeah, you know what, Dennis?
Whatever you want to do.
I don't know that I've ever gotten your phone number. And you're showing up. You don't show up with your.
It doesn't show, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't show. It shows you as wireless caller.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to give it to me, or?
Call you after the show? You want me to call you after the show?
Yeah. Do you have my cell phone number?
No, I never. No, I don't think I have. I never got it.
Yeah.
I don't believe I have yours either.
Yeah. Well, where do you live?
So, In Streamwood.
Streamwood, okay. So he lives right in the Medina-Roselle area off of Lake Street, not too far off of Lake Street?
Yeah, that's not very far from me. That really isn't. It's not. In fact, I'm passing Roselle Road right now, so like I say, that's not very far.
No, he lives on a drive.
I know what you're talking about, though, Medina and all that stuff.
Yeah. He lives on a street called Circle. It's right off of Lake Street in the Medina.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, you want to call me right at 10 o'clock? I can give you the address and stuff.
Okay, yeah, let's do it that way.
Or I'll get your phone number and I can
I'd like
text
to
you.
get together with Larry one more time. Even if I just get a chance to shake his hand, and that's good.
Okay. Call me like right at the end of the show if you are able to, and I'll get your number so I can text it to you.
I will do that, sir.
All right, buddy.
All right, very good, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye now.
Trucker Dennis, 946 WRMN. Wants to come hang with us on Sunday. Wonderful Wilma. Wonderful Wilma. Cash joins us on the phone now at 847-931-1410. Good morning, Wilma.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm going to miss Larry too. I don't get in on. I'm slow these days, and I don't get on it to comment. I usually do, but it's at the end when it disappears. Anyway, I have a connection with this veteran that they're going to be. He's going to be buried in on Monday, but he's going to have the service on Sunday at Simmons. He is a relative of my daughter's children. He's a great uncle of them.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I know the family. The one lady goes to my church, and we're all family. I'm part of that family now because of my grandkids, and in Tennessee. But their mother and one of the sisters. There's two sisters. One lives here, and one lives in Texas. And the one in Texas used to live here. But he was their great uncle. Yeah. And I got the obituary. I think I have you on. I can send it in a message to. I hope I can. To show you what.
What is it? What is it that you want to send me?
The obituary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a copy of that. My daughter sent it to me.
Okay. Or I can probably.
One of the children, one of the great grandchildren sent it to me. Yeah. I
have a press release here that was put out that probably kind of says the same thing as his obituary.
Yeah, he was killed in the Korean War in 1950.
Right.
He was 27 at the time, and he was a corporal. And what happens is the North Koreans, when they got a lot of bodies, I guess what I understand is that they put everything, all the bones and everything, all the bodies in the one thing, and they bury it. And so back then there was no DNA.
Right.
So somehow or another they got it dug up and they sent it to Seoul down in South Korea, and they sent it here, and they did DNA samples on all the bones and got it each one together to send to the different families.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I thought that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mention no names because I don't know how, of the family, but.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you sharing the information, and that's pretty amazing that you're part of that family.
I don't know. Yeah. All right.
All right, Wilma, take care. Are you going to be able to make it to any? Are you going to be able to make it out at all on Monday for his events that are taking place?
No, this Sunday. No, I'm not going to be able to. My daughter doesn't think I should go because I didn't know him, and
okay.
So but I did know the family. That I do know the family.
Yeah.
But I would like to go, but it's on Sunday that the service is. But that's a private burial, I think, on Monday.
Right, and then they're going to have a get-together at the American Legion Monday afternoon from 2 until 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The food's going to be catered and provided, and there's going to be a little reception at the American Legion from 2 until 5 Monday afternoon.
All right, yeah, that's after the burial.
Yep.
City of Love City.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, Wilma.
All right.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
You too. I hope so. I don't get to get out as much as I used to.
Yeah. Well, you call me if you need me for something, and be sure to keep in touch with the show, and I'm sure I'll see you
All right.
soon, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Wonderful Wilma Cash checking in. 9:51 here at WRMN. Okay, so let me put my cheaters on. Ooh, I can see better. Let's see. I can actually see the release. Rolling Thunder, Illinois Chapters. It's a 501c4 organization in 1985 which seeks accountability for POW MIAs from past wars and promotes the needs of veterans. U.S. Army Corporal Heriberto Ortiz, Korean War MIA soldier returning home after missing for 74 years. He's originally from Batesville, Texas, killed during the Korean War, September the 22nd, at the age of 27, like Wilma said. Was accounted for August the 10th of 2023. By mid-September 1950, elements of the U.S. 25th Infantry Division were engaged in breaking out of the Pusan perimeter, the defense line they had established against the determined assaults of North Korean forces. After a week's struggle, U.S. and South Korean forces began to make headway against the North Koreans and pushed slowly outside the perimeter. September the 22nd, the Allies seized the towns that I cannot pronounce. And on the following day, the North Koreans quickened their withdrawal. Corporal Heriberto Ortiz joined the U.S. Army from Texas. He served with E Company, 2nd Battalion, 27th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division, killed in action September the 22nd, sometime during the battle that took place. His body could not be recovered at the time, and numerous searches failed to locate his remains. His name is recorded on the Courts of the Missing at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific, with others who remain missing from the Korean War. A rosette will be placed next to his name to signify that he's been accounted for. His name is also inscribed on the Korean War Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C., updated in 2022 to include the names of the fallen. So, here's some information that I want to share with you about it. The timeline a little bit as to when he's going to be coming here. Thursday, October the 24th, a dignified transfer will be conducted at O'Hare Airport, American Airlines Cargo Terminal at 609 South Access Road. Procession staging at 2:30. The arrival of the flight, American Airlines 2249, at 4:02 p.m. The procession, O'Hare departure approximately 5 o'clock after the dignified transfer. They're going to come down I-90 west from O'Hare to Route 25 south to Dundee Avenue south to Simmons Madison Funeral Home at 305 Park Street. Probably be in the area between like 5:30 and 5:45. Tough time because it's heavier traffic then, but that's just the way it all times out. Anybody who wants to be along Dundee Avenue at that time in the 5 o'clock hour, we would really love to have heroes welcome and make sure this takes place and this man is well respected, and maybe we welcome him into town by standing along Dundee Avenue. Then on Sunday, October the 27th, visitation will be from 3 to 8 at Simmons Madison Funeral Home on Park Street at 305 Park Street in Elgin. Monday, visitation will be held from 11 until 12 at Simmons Madison. If you can't make it Sunday, visitation for one more hour, 11 to 12 at Simmons Madison Funeral Home on Park Street in Elgin, 11 a.m. to noon, Monday. Then the procession route will start at Center Street, south to DuPage Street, east to Park Row South to Fulton Street East, and will make its way to St. Mary's Church of Elgin. The staging will start at 11:30. The funeral mass will be at 12:30. And a fully escorted procession will take place from St. Mary's Church to Bluff City Cemetery at 945 Bluff City Boulevard after the Mass, the funeral Mass. And full military honors will be rendered. Procession route will go from Fulton Street East to Channing Street North to East Chicago Street East to Liberty Street South to J Street East to Harrison Street South to Hastings Street West to Liberty Street South to Bluff City Boulevard, where arrival will take place at Bluff City Cemetery. So that's a lot to take in, but I'll repeat it a couple of times. And if you can be along the procession route, either Thursday afternoon when he's in, or maybe Monday after the Mass on the way to the Bluff City Cemetery, that would be outstanding. We'll share it again a couple of times before the weekend, and especially tomorrow morning on the show. Mayor Dave Captain will be in, Rose Martinez, City Councilwoman, and our guest Gloria, who will also be in the house tomorrow. Gloria Valle will be here, the niece of Mr. Ortiz, Corporal Ortiz. All right, so there's a roundup of that, but more to come tomorrow in the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to have a very busy show tomorrow with a guest starting at about 7:35. Representative Dan Ugasti starts us off. We'll talk about Burlington Central and the referendum out there in the 8:30 segment tomorrow, and we'll have the discussion with the mayor and Rose and Gloria in the 9 o'clock hour, and hopefully you'll be a part of it. Join us tomorrow morning on the show. You can call us anytime. The show starts at 6. And, of course, the phone number to call on the first shift is 847-931-1410. Well, the more music hours turn to a little bit of a less music hour, but there's certain days it's going to be like that. If we're spreading information, that's important. If we're getting your phone calls, and we're sharing your messages on both YouTube, on our WRMN Radio YouTube page, or the Image 360 information line at 505-926-1410. That's even more important than the music. So thanks for all of your interaction today. Thanks for being a part of the first shift, and thanks for calling about Larry. Larry is back Friday morning. He'll be with me from 7 until 9. Jake's with us too, and Tim Calderwood at 8:40 to talk about the Pick 6. Matt's in next. Don't forget our live press conference coverage at 12:30 today. Stay tuned.
America's Best Restaurants travels the country and features restaurants that you should visit each week. Recently, the cast and crew made their way to Renata's German Restaurant in Hanover Park. Renata serves old family recipes and delicious German